on the Hawkeye Sports Network. From Learfield, Hawkeye Baseball is on the air. Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Homewood and Home 2 Suites, preferred hotel of the Hawkeye Radio Network. Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. When corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Oak Knoll, an active life care community by University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Now live, this is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball.
From Port Charlotte, Florida, and the spring training home of the Atlanta Braves, it's time for Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. Live from Cool Today Park, it's opening day between the Indiana State Sycamores from the Missouri Valley Conference and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm John Leo. The 2023 college baseball season is upon us, and the Hawkeyes open the campaign at this year's Snowbird NCAA Baseball Classic. Today begins an over 3-month journey for Iowa in hopes of their return to the NCAA postseason, something that they last accomplished in 2017. Loaded with offensive firepower, defensive superstars, and potential on the pitcher's mound, the Hawkeyes set their sights on a Big Ten championship and a regional appearance. Last year, Iowa finished 36-19, tied for second in the conference with a 17-7 mark. The Hawkeyes finished winning 6 straight series and 8 of their last 9 to close the regular season. Despite the strong finish, however, Iowa was left on the outside of an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. This year's team will lean on a mixture of veterans and new faces. Pitcher Ty Langenberg becomes the Friday starter and toes the rubber in Iowa's opener today. While offensively, Keaton Anthony and Wofford transfer Brennan Durigge lead the charge. With Sam Peterson, Kyle Huckstorf, and Chase Mosley patrolling the outfield, the Hawkeyes boast one of the most well-rounded outfields in recent program history. When you add those pieces to the direction of Coach Rick Heller in his 10th season, Iowa will be making a push for the postseason. We're moving closer to first pitch between Indiana State and Iowa from the Snowbird Baseball Classic in Port Charlotte, Florida. When we come back, we'll look at scores across Iowa athletics and a peek at opening day from the remaining Big Ten teams. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win, catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, they've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376. Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
At US Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join US Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of opening day from Port Charlotte, Florida. Indiana State and Iowa about to get underway from Cool Today Park. Both teams getting loose on the field. We're positioned right behind home plate. Beautiful facility here, the spring training facility for the Atlanta Braves. The Indiana State Sycamores are in the house, walking back from the outfield down to their dugout now, down to the left. They'll occupy the third base dugout. The Hawks are playing catch down the right field line over to the right. Other Big Ten schools in action this weekend, kicking off their respective baseball seasons. Ohio State will take on UConn later on today at this ballpark. Ohio State and the UConn Huskies. Illinois battles Youngstown State in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Michigan begins their season in Scottsdale, Arizona. They lead off with Fresno State today, and then they have a second game later on against rival Michigan State. Purdue clashes with Holy Cross in Sugar Land, Texas. Indiana will kick off their season in SEC territory at Auburn. Preseason conference leader in the Big Ten, Maryland, they'll take on USF down in Tampa, Florida. Northwestern will start their season in Texas against Texas State. Minnesota's out west in Arizona to take on UC Santa Barbara to begin their season. Penn State is at Miami down in Coral Gables. And Nebraska opens in California in San Diego against UC San Diego. In Hawkeye news, Iowa Swim and Dives competing in the Big Ten Championships in Ann Arbor, Michigan this weekend. Iowa Softball is in Raleigh, North Carolina for the Big Ten ACC Challenge with NC State and Syracuse. Iowa Track and Field, they're hosting the Iowa Open today, putting a wrap on their indoor regular season before the Big Ten Championships next weekend. The Iowa women's basketball team is in Lincoln, Nebraska tomorrow, while the gymnastics team will host Rutgers on Saturday night. The Iowa men's basketball team took on Ohio State last night and won 92-75 behind 24 points from Tony Perkins, 20 points from Chris Murray. Connor McCaffrey was spectacular with 13 assists, no turnovers. Iowa's next game for the men on the hardwood is at Northwestern on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Tomorrow, Iowa baseball will continue their opening weekend with a game against Quinnipiac. First pitch is scheduled for 10 a.m. Central Time. Pre-game will begin at 9:30 right here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. All right, let's take a little closer look at Indiana State, the Sycamores from the Missouri Valley Conference. Last year, they were 26-22 and 1. They also had a tie in there. They were 7-5 on neutral fields. They were 10-10 and 1 in the Missouri Valley Conference, placed 5th overall. They're projected to finish 4th this year. They are 1-0 all-time against Iowa. They beat the Hawkeyes in 2016, 11-3. Few of their key players, we'll see all of them today, including their ace pitcher, Matt Jasek. He's a junior, ranked 66th among D1 pitchers according to D1 Baseball. It was a preseason third-team All-American selection. Last year was 9-2 with a 2.88 ERA. The baffling stat is that he only walked 9 batters last season. He struck out 80 opposing hitters as well. Randall Diaz is a sophomore. He'll play shortstop. He's ranked as the 28th best shortstop in the Division I baseball ranks according to D1 Baseball. Bat .304 last year, 17 doubles, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. Last year, Randall Diaz, that's the shortstop for the Sycamores. Seth Gergley, he'll lead things off when we get to starting lineups later on in the pregame show, but he bat .326 last year, which was the best on the team. Very aggressive hitter in Gergley. Josue Urdaneta on that middle infield second baseman, second team MVC pick last year, is a career hitter of .295 with 18 doubles, 4 triples, and 55 RBIs. Grant McGill behind the plate was a 2023 All-MVC preseason selection. He and Jasek, good battery for the Sycamores, and we'll get a good look at them today. They return a majority of their lineup that led the MVC in 2022 when it came to batting average. They hit 300 as a team. We'll get another look at them today coming up in just a little bit. All right, following this break, we'll chat with head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heller, and get his thoughts on opening day. That and more coming up right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Ooh, got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
SyncMyGame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
At US Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join US Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now, kids can eat free.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of Iowa baseball and opening day from the Snowbird Baseball Classic in Port Charlotte, Florida. We're joined now by head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heller. Coach, it's sort of like the first day of school, only just a bit better, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a lot better. It's exciting. 36 year for me, and just as excited as year one. You see the guys work so hard, starting in early August or mid-August when you start school. And, in my eyes, I'm just excited to see how we go out and set the tone on how we're going to play this year and where we're at, and if we missed anything in practice and all those things that a coach would think about. But, the best part is just seeing how the guys have that hop in their step and that joy of getting out there and playing for the first time. And the guys that don't get to play day one, I mean, a lot of times that's a tough thing, especially guys that have never had to be on the bench before, and how they handle that. And are they buying into the good teammate and helping guys any way they can, when they're not playing, and just all those things that a coach would look for. I'm just excited to go out and play, and then to face Indiana State, a team where I coached for 4 years, and care a lot about, and a lot of pride in what we were able to do when I was at Indiana State. And my former assistant, Brian Smiley, just an awesome guy and an awesome coach, and the great job he does. And Mitch Hannes, who I've known for years and years, was awesome player at Indiana State, and Bob Warren's top assistant for years. And I had the opportunity to coach Mitch's son when I was there, and so a lot of feelings with the Indiana State program, and a lot of respect and pride in that. And to face them game one, it's going to be a lot of fun and a big challenge.
Are there some of those moments back from Indiana State when you were coaching there that you've been able to bring here to Iowa? Maybe the way you play, the attitude, the energy? Well,
I was pretty far into my career and had established, what our culture and what our style of play was going to be, and to be able to bring that to Indiana State, I thought it fit really well with the culture that had been established there, and the type of kids that we were getting, really tough kids that were smart baseball players, and they had they already had a winning belief, and it just meshed really well. But you learn every year, and just I was able to take a lot of things that I learned when I was the coach at Indiana State with me to Iowa, and hopefully keep growing from there.
A little bit on last year, you won 20 of your last 27 games. Do you feel that the momentum of the end of the regular season has carried over to this year at all, or is it all about starting back on ground level this year?
I'd say it's all about starting out on ground level. I mean, maybe not quite ground level because we do have quite a few position players back, but on the mound, Ty is our lone lone guy that was in the rotation and gone, or a lot of those really good arms that we've had the last 2 years, and this is a completely different team, and they really gelled quickly, and it's their stamp, it's their team, and you heard us talking in the scout. Today's more about setting the tone for what this team's going to do and what they're going to represent in the next 56 games to put ourselves in a position to win a championship, hopefully, and get a postseason bid. And all the games count, and we won 20 of 27 down the stretch, and we played outstanding second half season, and nobody cares in the selection committee that you might have had to fight through some injuries the first month of the season that kind of limited what you were able to do, or limited who you were able to run out there as far as players go. But right now we're really healthy, and we're in a good place that way, and hopefully this team will go out and play with a chip on their shoulder and play every pitch from the start of the game today until the last one of the regular season as hard as they can and as smart as they can, and if that happens, I feel like we'll be in a good place.
Talking with Coach Rick Heller on our pregame show in Port Charlotte, Florida, you talked about some of those position players. Who are some of the individual players that you're really excited to see right off the bat?
Well, I mean, you've got Michael Seegers as our shortstop, and Kyle Huxdorf in center field, and Cade Moss was the starter the second half of the season. So you've got those three guys up the middle that really set the tone with our defense. And then you have Sam Honar, who's moving over to second base, along with Gable Mitchell in that middle, a freshman who's going to have a big role in this team. So you feel really good about up the middle defense. It starts there, and then I'm excited to see Raider Tello and Brennan DeRigi play on the corners. I've really been impressed with how they go about their business and the professional approach to their game, and they're really good players. And then also, Sam Peterson had a solid freshman year and has really continued to improve every day since the end of the season. Had an awesome summer, an awesome fall. He's been in a good place early in the scrimmages and the live sets, and Sam's a dynamic player that can really run and hit for power. And then we've got two guys, Chase Mosley coming in new from Kirkwood and in right field, and then you've got Braden Frazier out there who's been in the program a long time, who's going to have a good role in this team, and then you got Keaton Anthony, who is one of the best hitters out there, and definitely in our league, and one of the best in the country, and I'm anxious to see how they go out and go about their business in game one.
You talk about some of those hitters on the opposing side. Indiana State looks like they're throwing their ace today. What do we know about him?
Well, he had an awesome year. I think he was 9-2, and and only walked 8 batters the entire season. So that's really impressive, really incredible. The word that I got from a lot of coaches that faced him last year, obviously we can watch tons of video, and it is impressive how he can really mix his pitches. And the thing, though, that you don't really always see on the video is, like, the coaches said, he's literally like throwing a wiffle ball. I mean, all of his stuff moves all over the place, and he doesn't live in the white part of the plate. He lives on the edges and tries to get you to go off the edges. So discipline's going to be really, really important. And I feel good about facing him with our approach, which is a discipline-based approach where we really have focused hard on training, strike zone discipline, and pitch recognition, and all all of those things to maximize our ability to lay off the edges. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's an ace. I mean, the only other guy I've seen with numbers like that was our operations director, Nick Ungs. I think, Nick was 11-1 in 2001 when we were at UNI, and I think he only walked 8 batters that whole season. And, that it's a new year, though. Who knows? It's day one, and who knows where he's going to be today. But I think we have a good plan and a good approach, but we also know that he's gonna win some of those battles, and he's a guy that's going to be, if he's the Friday guy, I mean, we already know he's a tough guy, and that's why Mitch has him out there, and he won a lot of big games. He's in some preseason All-American teams, probably the best candidate for pitcher of the year in the Missouri Valley. So a really tough matchup in Game 1, and quite frankly, I'm looking forward to it because that's what you want to see.
All right, Coach, finally, before we let you go, your keys to victory today to start the season 1-0.
One is exactly what we just talked about. If we're swinging at pitches out of the zone, especially his slider down and away, if we're chasing that out of the zone, it's going to be a long day for us. Our strike zone discipline, our ability to be patient and then do damage when he makes a mistake over the white part of the plate. That's going to be important offensively. It's also going to be important offensively that we're able to execute when we get the opportunities, because against an ace like that, you might not get many, so you have to take advantage of them when you get those opportunities to score. And if we need to play the short game, then we have to play the short game. If we need to hit and run and steal the base, we need to do that as well. So whatever they give us offensively, we have to be ready to take advantage of it. And then the status quo, I mean, you have to play good defense and limit the free bases. And then we need to get a good start out of Ty, where he's pounding the strike zone and making them beat us. And that's the key on a Friday night is making the opponent beat you and not giving him anything. And most Friday nights are close ball games, and everything counts as far as the little things go, and I feel like we're in a good place, and we've really prepared hard for that. But I also know they have too, and it'll be a really tough matchup. But the defense and then our ability to be disciplined against a really good starter that throws multiple pitches for strikes in any count.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Let's take down the Sycamores.
All right, thanks.
There you have it, our pregame conversation with head coach Rick Heller. Starting lineups, first pitch are up next, right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Inching closer to first pitch here at the Snowbird Baseball Classic down in Port Charlotte, Florida. It's Indiana State and Iowa to open the season. Look at the Hawkeyes from last year, 36-19, the 8th most wins in program history. The Hawks were 17-7 in Big Ten play, tied for second in the league, their highest finish since 2015. Iowa won 20 of the last 27 games, including 6 straight series, and 8 of the last 9 to close the regular season. Got a little work to do in the replacement category, losing Dylan Nedved, Ben Butel, Peyton Williams, and Adam Major to the MLB, drafted last year, along with Duncan Davitt, among others that were headed to the MLB or just graduated. So the Hawkeyes will have some new faces this season, but plenty to lean on in both their potential and what they've already shown. Team captains this year, Brennan Durigge, Jared Simpson, Braden Frazier, Ty Langenberg, and Michael Seegers. Some preseason honors for the Hawkeyes. Brody Brecht is a third-team All-American according to Baseball America. All Big Ten by perfect game, Keaton Anthony and Ty Langenberg. Anthony, second-team All-American. Ty Langenberg is the Big Ten Pitcher of the Year, according to Perfect Game in D1 Baseball. Impact freshmen, Adam Savory, Gable Mitchell, and Cade Obermueller. The Hawkeyes were picked to finish third in the Big Ten, behind Maryland and Rutgers. Keaton Anthony, Will Christofferson, relief pitcher, and Ty Langenberg, all Big Ten preseason honors as well. Head coaches are meeting down in the batter's boxes, exchanging lineup cards as we move closer to first pitch here between Indiana State and Iowa. We'll take our final break of pregame, and when we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups, the uniforms, and first pitch between Indiana State and Iowa. Coming up right after this, this is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Welcome back to pregame coverage. Indiana State and Iowa kicking off the 2023 season. Before we get to starting lineups today and first pitch, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. All right, the coaches have returned to their dugouts as Indiana State, they're in the on-deck circle. A few of them are swinging freely, and here come the Hawkeyes taking the field down below, and we're getting ready here for first pitch between Indiana State and Iowa. Just a couple of minutes away. Let's go over the starting lineups for Indiana State as they will lead things off here as the away team on this neutral field. And we'll start with Indiana State. Leading off will be Seth Gurgley, a center fielder and an aggressive hitter. Was solid for the Sycamores last year. Led the team in batting average with a .326 clip. Batting second will be first baseman Miguel Rivera. At short, batting third is Randall Diaz. The designated hitter will be Luis Hernandez. Second baseman for the Sycamores. And batting fifth will be Josue Urdaneta. Batting sixth is Mike Sears at third base. Out in left field, Adam Pottinger batting seventh. Eighth is Grant McGill, the catcher. And in right field is Parker Stinson. He'll round things out for the Sycamore lineup. Defensively for the Hawkeyes, behind the plate is Cade Moss. At first base is Brennan Durigge. Sam Honar gets the start at second base. Shortstop is Michael Seegers. At the hot corner third base will be Raider Tello. In the outfield, boasting one of the best outfields in recent program history, Sam Peterson in left, Kyle Huckstorf in center, Chase Mosley out there in right field. Getting the start for the Hawkeyes today is Ty Langenberg. He will be the Friday starter for the Hawks. And last year came over to the Sunday spot, rather, about midway through the season. Langenberg was solid for Iowa, 7-2 with a 3.71 ERA over 63 innings pitched. The junior righty stands 6'2", 190. He is from Urbandale, Iowa. Preseason Big Ten honors for Langenberg, and he had at least seven strikeouts in 5 games for the Hawkeyes. Head coach of the Hawkeyes is Rick Heller. In his 10th season, 37th overall here at Iowa, he's averaged 30.5 wins per year. It's assisted by Marty Sutherland, Sean McGrath, Mitchell Bowe. Director of Ops is Nick Ungs. All right, Indiana State has their first batter in the box. It's Seth Gurgley, left-handed batter. Indiana State with blue batting helmets, black tops, white pants, gray pants rather, with a blue stripe down the side. The Hawkeyes are in all white, white tops, white pants, gold cleats, and the black ball cap with the gold block eye. Getting set for first pitch from Ty Langenberg to Cade Moss to kick off the 2023 season. Langenberg looks in, wind up, and the pitch. This one is swung on, lifted into left field. Moving over is Peterson. He's camped, and he's got it for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the season for the Hawkeyes. An efficient start for Langenberg. We knew that about Gurgley based on the scouting report, that they like to swing early in counts. He did that there and was out on the fly ball to left. Next up is Miguel Rivera, first baseman, also a left-handed batter, as Langenberg offers his first pitch to him. This one misses just high and away to the lefty, and it's 1-0. Langenberg holds the glove close to his eyes, right below him. This next pitch misses high at the letters, 2-0. Indiana State pretty active offensively when they get into these hitters' counts. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 down here in the top of the first. The pitch from Langenberg paints the outside corner and is a called strike. It's 2-1. Langenberg looking to work back in here. The 2-1 on its way. Same spot, same call. Called strike, 2-2 now. Langenberg's worked his way back. What will his strikeout pitch be as Langenberg peers in, feels it, deals it. Ground ball right side and foul. Just past DeRiggi over there at first. We'll do it again at 2-2. Langenberg looks down at his wrist for the call. Begins his windup. The 2-2 is on its way. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Out number 2 as Langenberg gets his first strikeout of the season. A high heater that Rivera went after, and down he goes. Randall Diaz is up now, the shortstop, batting third for the Sycamores. Diaz batted .304 last year with 17 doubles, 7 home runs. He's a right-handed batter, stands back in the box. First pitch from Langenberg is low and away, ball 1. Diaz is ranked as the 28th best shortstop in the country this year. Pitch from Langenberg is low and in, 2-0. So again, Ty falls behind here in the count, but he worked back last time and struck out the last batter. Have to try to do the same here. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Pitch from Langenberg, swing and a miss. On a pitch on the outer half of the zone, 2-1. Working quickly now, the 2-1 is on its way, swing and a miss again, 2-2. Langenberg again works all the way back to a 2-2 count. Trying to get out of the first inning with nothing doing for the Sycamores. The 2-2 on its way. Fouled off, straight back, right off the mitt of Moss. We'll do it again at 2-2. See what Ty cooks up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is on its way. Lifted into the air to the right side and foul, out of play. Good battle here from Diaz. Ready for the next pitch of the 2-2. Here it comes from Langenberg. Goes behind Diaz, a breaking ball that never broke, and good thing it didn't, otherwise it would have hit Diaz. Goes behind him, and the count's now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First breaking ball we've seen from Ty today. Full count pitch. Here it is. Downstairs, ball 4. So a free base for Diaz there as he draws the walk. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Luis Hernandez. Hernandez last year batted .259 with 10 extra base hits. He steps in, the designated hitter, right-handed batter for the Sycamores. Runner on first. Langenberg switches back to the stretch. First pitch is way outside to the righty, and it's 1-0. See what kind of lead Diaz gets over there at first. Not an overly aggressive base-running team is Indiana State. Langenberg gives a long, hard look. Now the 1-0. Misses high and in. Langenberg missed on a couple in a row now. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first here in Port Charlotte, Florida at the Snowbird Baseball Classic. 2-0 pitch. This one is lifted and fair. Just inside the line, down in right. Rounding second and third, and they're going to wheel him home. Here comes the throw into second base, and he's safe there, but the run scores on the backside for Indiana State. And the Sycamores are on the board first with a 2-out double to right field. Indiana State 1, Iowa 0. And it all comes with 2 outs after Gurgley and Rivera were retired with ease. A long walk for Diaz puts him at first, and then the speed of him to get from first to home after the soft liner to right. And the double for for Hernandez, as he stands at second. Brings up Josue Urdaneta, left-handed second baseman. First pitch from Langenberg catches the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Indiana State leading 1-0. In the top of the first. Langenberg looks in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This is downstairs. Gets away from Moss briefly, but he pops up and tracks it down. No advancement by the runner at second. Langenberg ready with the 1-1. Here it comes. This is on the ground to the right side. Scooped up by a sliding play by the second baseman who throws it to first in time to retire the side. Honar with a nice play there to slide, pop up, and throw the runner out at first. That's 3 outs there in the top of the first, but Indiana State scores first, and they lead this one 1-0. We'll see what the Hawkeyes come up with in the bottom half of the first right after this. This is Iowa Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately, then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of MidAmerican Energy.
Michael Seegers will lead things off for the Hawkeyes. as they will send their first three at least to the plate in this bottom of the first inning, trailing Indiana State 1-0. Raider Tello bats second. Keaton Anthony is the designated hitter batting third. Brennan DeRiggi in the cleanup spot batting fourth. Sam Peterson is fifth for the Hawkeyes. Kyle Huckstorf is sixth. 7, 8, 9 for the Hawkeyes. Sam Honar, Cade Moss, and Chase Mosley. From right to left on the infield, first base over to third, Rivera, Urdaneta, Diaz, and Sears on the infield for Indiana State. Out in the outfield, Pottinger, Gurgley, and Stinson left to right. And behind the plate is Grant McGill. On the mound is Matt Jasek. Last year was 9-2 with a 2.88 ERA as Michael Seegers steps in, takes the first pitch on a called strike on the outside corner. That's where Jasek will live a majority of his outings, on the outsides. Doesn't really throw it down the middle too much. He works primarily out of the stretch. So he's in the stretch here on the 0-1 to the right-handed Seegers, who taps this one foul down the third base side. And it's 0-2 now on Seegers. Seegers, a career .257 hitter, got a lot of speed. So if we can get Michael on, the junior infielder, that'd be in business. But he's down on the count 0-2. Pitch from Jasek, fouled off straight to the right and out of play. We'll do it again. Iowa trailing Indiana State 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. They shade Seegers a bit to the right in the outfield. Jasek looks in for the sign, and he's got it, the 0-2. Misses high, just above the letters. 1-2 now. Indiana State did all their damage with 2 outs in the first inning. The 1-2 to Seegers misses just high. It was a off-speed pitch that floated across the zone left to right, away from Seegers, and he took it. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seegers with a good eye so far here. Stands in the back of the box. 2-2. Fouled back off the catcher gear, and will remain at 2-2. Seegers with his white baseball pants pulled up just below his knees. Got the black socks with the gold stripes, the horizontal stripes, and the bright gold cleats. A couple of Hawkeyes have their pants and socks in that fashion. The 2-2 is a called third strike on the outside corner, and Seegers is set down on strikes to begin the bottom of the first. Raider Tello will come up now for the Hawkeyes, batting second, the third baseman for the black and gold, a sophomore infielder from El Monte, California, transferred in from Pasadena City College, where he hit .403 with 19 doubles, 8 home runs. Tello, right-handed batter with an open stance, first pitch to him right down the heart of the plate, called strike, 0-1. Jasek comes set. He's on the first base side of the rubber, and he deals another strike on the outside corner to Tello. It's 0-2. Jasek's in a groove now, working quickly. The 0-2 to Tello, fouled off the end of the bat near the Iowa dugout down the first base line. Ricochets off the padding out in front. It's 0-2. It remains with 1 out. Bottom of the first, Indiana State on the board first, 1-0. Hawks trying to answer. Tello taps the plate with his bat, and now he's ready. Jasek is also ready with the 0-2. Here it comes. Fouled off the handle, straight back. We'll do it again. Good battle here from Tello, deep down in the count, 0-2. Jasek looks at his wristband for the sign. Now confirms with the catcher. Ready with the 0-2. This is high and outside, ball 1. Fastball missing the zone. One ball, 2 strikes to the 2-hitter for the Hawkeyes, Raider Tello. This one fouled straight back, tapped lightly, straight down into the catcher's gear. And a nice battle here from Tello. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Iowa trailing 1-0. Jasek ready with the pitch. Here it comes. This one's tapped on the ground to third, scooped up on a hop, thrown across the diamond, and in time for out number 2 as Sears puts away Tello. 2 up, 2 down for the Hawks here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Keaton Anthony, redshirt sophomore utility player for the Hawkeyes, preseason second-team All-American, preseason All-Big Ten player as well. He was the freshman of the year last year for the Hawkeyes. 6'4", 211 from Houston, Georgia. Second-team All-Big Ten as well. First pitch to him is a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Jasek is ready from the stretch. Pitch to Anthony. Swing and a miss. That was a heck of a swing there for Anthony. If he connects on that, that ball's driven well, but he doesn't, and it's 0-2. Jasek looks in. 0-2 pitch on its way. This is downstairs and inside as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Anthony. Anthony, a right-handed batter with a slightly open stance, ready for the 1-2 from Jasek. Foul to the left side, just in front of the Indiana State dugout down the third base line. Anthony stays alive. Both Seegers and Tello made Jasek work to get them out. Anthony doing the same here. Keaton's got a battle here with 2 strikes. Big gap in left center field. 1-2 is way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to the 3-hitter, Keaton Anthony. Jasek steps on the mound. Looks in, ready with the 2 ball, 2 strike pitch to Anthony. This one powered into left field. It's a sinking line drive that is run under and caught by Pottinger to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the first inning. Indiana State comes to the plate in the second with a 1-0 lead over the Hawkeyes. We're back right after this. This is Iowa Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong team, Wisconsin Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong team, Wisconsin Realty, for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Top of the second inning from Port Charlotte, Florida. Indiana State leading Iowa 1-0, and they come up with their 6, 7, 8 hitters, led off by Mike Sears, the third baseman. Right-handed hitter against Ty Langenberg. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. We'll see how Ty comes to the bottom half of the order here against Indiana State. Got the first 2 out with relative ease, but then a walk and a double put Indiana State on the board first. The 0-1 pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Ty doing a nice job here early on Mike Sears in the top of the second inning. Sears, a right-handed batter, the third baseman. 0-2 pitch from Langenberg. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. The first out of the inning comes via strikeout from Ty Langenberg, his second of the game. Adam Pottinger will step in, another left-handed batter for the Sycamores. In their black uniforms with blue numbers, blue baseball helmets, gray pants. Langenberg ready with the first pitch to Pottinger. This one swung on, driven into center field. Huckstorf still going back, still going near the track, and makes an acrobatic catch. No, he dropped it. It's off his glove. Pottinger rounds second for third, and he'll be held up there with a one-out triple for the Indiana State Sycamores. That ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. It would have taken an incredible play from Huckstorf to come up with it. And right as he got to the track, he tumbled down, and the ball goes off his glove. See how it's officially scored. And it'll be a triple for Pottinger. Infield comes in now for the Hawkeyes with Indiana State threatening here in the top of the second inning, already leading 1-0. Langenberg will stay in the windup for the batter, Grant McGill, the catcher. Open stance, right-handed hitter. First pitch is an off-speed breaking ball that's in there for a strike. A 1 on its way. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 quickly for Grant McGill. Strikeout would be huge here for Langenberg with just one out in the top of the second. Langenberg peers in, feels and deals the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high heater. And down goes McGill. Big strikeout there for Langenberg with a runner on third. And now 2 outs. The Iowa infield can back up and play straight up now. Third strikeout of the game for Langenberg. Parker Stinson steps in, the right fielder for the Sycamores. Langenberg out of the windup, the pitch. This one in the air, shallow right, coming on is Mosley. He calls for it and he makes the grab. Third out of the inning right there from Mosley as Langenberg gets out of the one-out triple jam that the Hawkeyes were in. One hit, but no runs for the Sycamores in the top of the second. They lead 1-0. See how the Hawkeyes can answer in the bottom of the second. Coming up right after this, this is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the second inning. Brennan DeRiggi, Sam Peterson, and Kyle Huckstorf will come to the plate here with Iowa trailing Indiana State 1-0. Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, home of the Draft Day Sports Lounge, a luxury hotel and spa, 5 restaurants, and more, just minutes south of Iowa City. And by Iowa Corn. When corn grows fuel, Iowans win. Ethanol is a renewable fuel that's better for our environment, our health, and our wallets. Share your winning moments using hashtag IowansWin, or you can win even more money, even more from Iowa Corn. All right, bottom of the second inning, Hawks trailing Indiana State 1-0. Brennan DeRiggi comes to the plate for his first appearance as a Hawkeye. Left-handed batter, the transfer in from Wofford, as he takes the first pitch above the letters for a ball. Last year at Wofford, DeRiggi hit .339, 12 doubles, a triple, 13 home runs. He was first team of the SoCon, and he waves and misses at a pitch that was just outside the zone away from him, but it's 1-1. DeRiggi had 53 RBIs. 6'2", 225, stands in that left-handed batter's box. 1-1 on its way from Jasek, and he lays off this one to make it 2-1. DeRiggi also a team captain. Two-one on its way to DeRiggi, swing and a miss. A lot of zip on that pitch from Jasek. Took a dive away from DeRiggi. Good fastball there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jasek ready with the pitch. Here it comes to DeRiggi. Right down the middle. Called third strike. Second strikeout of the day for Jasek. Both of them coming without swinging. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Indiana State 1, Iowa 0. Sam Peterson into the box. Right-handed hitter for the Hawkeyes. Their left fielder as well. Peterson, in his first year last season, hit .264. As he puts a charge into this one, deep to left. Left fielder going back. He'll look up and he'll watch it go. It's a home run for Sam Peterson. And we're all tied up in the bottom of the second inning. How about that? Sam Peterson gets the Hawkeyes on the board with a solo shot deep to left. And just outside that wall in left center field, there's just a mound of grass. And it landed high above that mound. And the Hawks have tied things up 1-1. Next up for Iowa, Kyle Huckstorf, the center fielder. Stands back in the box, takes the first pitch low and downstairs and away as well. 1-0 now for Huckstorf. Peterson getting Iowa on the board, tying things up 1-1 in the bottom of the second inning. First hit of the game for Iowa as well. Huckstorf waves and misses at a breaking ball that was high in the zone. Would have been a strike anyways. It's 1-1. Huckstorf, the junior from Waterford, Wisconsin, slaps this one foul down the left field line, right past Coach Heller down there in the third base coaching box. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Huckstorf. Last year hit .284 with 2 doubles, had 5 home runs, had 6 hits and 12 RBIs in that high-scoring game against Indiana last season. 1-2 pitch on the way. This one is lined to short. Fielded on a bounce by Diaz. Throw deep in the hole is not in time. Huckstorf beats it out, and he's got an infield single to keep things going for the Hawks in the second. Runner on first with 1 out. Sam Honar, second baseman for the Hawks. He'll step in. Left-handed hitter for Iowa. Redshirt junior. Spent some time at Southern Illinois, also Heartland Community College. First pitch to him. This one is outside, just off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Last year, Honar played in 33 games, started in 23 of them. From Naperville, Illinois, had 7 doubles, hit .273 for the Hawks. 1-0 pitch. Nope, they're going to check the runner at first, who dives back safely. First baseman for the Sycamores, Rivera, will give a nice look to Huckstorf before returning the ball back to the pitcher. See if Huckstorf gets aggressive. Jasek ready, and the pitch. This one's way inside, almost hit Honar. Ball 2. Coach Heller gives the signs to the base runner and the batter. First base coach is Mitchell Bowe. First year for Mr. Bowe as the volunteer assistant. Played here at Iowa a few years ago. 2-0 pitch. Runner's going for second. This one is lined into the gap in right center field. It's going to get down and past the right fielder. Huckstorf will round third. He should score easily. Honar round second, and he's going to slam the brakes on there. And the Hawks add to their tally. 2-1. The RBI double for Sam Honar on the hit and run. And the Hawks get aggressive and take the lead. Iowa 2, Indiana State 1. Not quite done yet. Still threatening here with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Cade Moss will come to the plate. Perfectly executed hit and run there. Huckstorf stopped for a moment right before second base, but that ball was down without question. Runner at second is Honar. Moss is the batter. First pitch to him. Outside, ball one. Moss is a right-handed batter. Spent some time at Kirkwood. He's a junior from Johnston, Iowa. Moss with an open stance, swings and rips a base hit into left field. In front of the left fielder, they're going to send home the runner. No, they pump on the brakes. Honar's got to get back to third, and he does so safely. Runners on the corners now following the single from Cade Moss. They're starting to get to Jasek here in the bottom of the second inning. Top to bottom, 1 through 9, these Hawkeye hitters are aggressive. And they've ripped off 3 hits in a row now, make that 4. It all started with Sam Peterson's solo home run, followed by Kyle Huckstorf's single. Sam Honar with an RBI double, and then Cade Moss just now with a single to left. Brings up the 9-hitter Chase Mosley. Mosley transferred in from Kirkwood. Last year he hit .464 for the Eagles, 13 doubles. And the first pitch is in there for a strike to him. Mosley had 21 home runs last year with 79 RBIs. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Iowa leading 2-1. The pitch to Mosley. On the ground to third. Glove thrown to second for 1. On to first for 2. Mosley hits into a double play to end the inning. But the Hawks, they get on the board not once but twice. And they take the 2-1 lead over Indiana State into the third inning. We're back right after this. You're listening to Iowa Baseball from Learfield.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately, then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
To the top of the third we go with Iowa leading Indiana State 2-1. Following the solo home run from Sam Peterson, and then the RBI double from Sam Honar. We'll see how Ty Langenberg pitches with the lead here in the top of the third. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home 2 Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, a pool and hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. All right, we're ready for the top of the third. It'll be the top of the order also for Indiana State. Seth Gerglia will step in. He flew out to left field on the first pitch of the game. Langenberg ready as he squares the bunt. Gerglia pulls it back. They send it down for the appeal at third base, and he did not go, so it's ball 1 for Gerglia. Left-handed batter. Center fielder for the Sycamores. 1-0 pitch. This one's lifted in the air and foul out of play down the left field line and into the stands. Langenberg evens the count 1-1. Ty peers in over his glove. This pitch is downstairs, a bit outside too. 2-1 to Gergely. Wind up in the pitch from Langenberg. Gergely pulls back the bunt again, but this is a called strike that clips the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Langenberg looking for his 4th strikeout of the day. If he can hurl a strike here. Here it comes. Called 3rd strike right on the outside corner. Down goes Gurgley for out number 1. Langenberg trying to get into a groove now. With Iowa leading 2-1. Rivera steps in. He struck out his first time. Left-handed batter. Langenberg ready with the first pitch to him. This is outside, ball 1. Ty stands on the first base side of the rubber with an angled stance towards the third base line. Ready with the 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Here it comes. This is a sharp ground ball to short. Nice play there by Seegers. Stands up, whips it across. Out number 2. Two up, 2 down here in the 3rd inning for the Sycamores. Rivera's put out 6-3. This is where Indiana State started their productive inning in the 1st, where Langenberg was able to get the first 2 hitters, and then Randall Diaz walked. He's up again now, and he swings at the first pitch, skies it into the air onto the infield. All 4 Hawkeye infielders collapse. Seegers calls everybody off and makes the grab just to the left of the bag at second base to retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. The first of its kind for Langenberg today. And we'll take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 3rd. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
It'll be the top of the order coming to the plate for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take on Matt Jasek. Hawks lead 2-1 after a nice shutdown inning, a 1-2-3 inning from Ty Langenberg in the top of the 3rd. Nice group of Hawkeye fans sitting behind the Iowa dugout. The Hawkeyes occupy the first base dugout down to the right. Plenty of fans with their black and gold on, their sleeves rolled up, catching some rays here from the Florida sun. Meanwhile, between the white lines, Iowa leads Indiana State 2-1. Hawks have 4 hits compared to Indiana State's 2. Top of the order, so Michael Seegers will come to the plate. Made a couple of nice plays in the top half of the inning. Defensively, Seegers struck out looking his first time. He'll try and do a bit better here this time. First pitch to him. It's taken high and inside for a ball. Backed him up off the plate. Seegers up in the count 1-0. Jasek ready with the pitch. Here it comes. Check swing. They're going to peel it down, and they say, yes, he did go. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Seegers. Next pitch is also in there. This time a called strike, no check swing on that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jasek ready with the 1-2, working quickly out of the stretch. Here it comes. Lifted over the second baseman's head for a base hit. Seegers will try to stretch it. No, he'll pull back and hop back to first base. Just threw his hands at that pitch on the outer half of the plate and right over the second baseman's head. Urdaneta couldn't leap high enough to grab that one. The leadoff man is on for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the third. Seegers is a speedy Hawkeye over at first. Raider Tello steps in, takes the first pitch for a called strike on the outside corner. We'll see if the Hawkeyes get aggressive on the base paths once again. Hit and run earlier gave Iowa the lead, courtesy of Sam Honar and Kyle Huxdorf. 0-1 pitch on its way to Tello. On the ground to third, scooped up on a hop, throw to second for one, on to first, and the pick is not complete. Bounces up off the first baseman's mitt, so Tello's safe over there at first, but Seegers is put out 5-4. Seegers becomes out number one. Tello stands at first base with a short lead inside the cut of the grass. Keaton Anthony steps up. He flew out to left his first time around. First pitch to him is outside, ball one. Jasic's probably got to be pretty careful pitching to Anthony here, especially with the runner on. Bottom of the third inning, Iowa leads 2-1. 1-0 pitch to Anthony. This one skips in the dirt. They're going to try to pick off Tello at first, but he's back in there safely with a slide. 2 balls, no strikes to Anthony. Last year's freshman of the year in the Big Ten. In a hitter's count here, 2-0. And here's a nice breaking ball that comes in from Jacek for a called strike. Started inside to Anthony and finished on the inner half of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike now for Keaton. Jacek looks in. He likes what he sees. He'll throw it over to first, trying to pick off Tello. Not in time as Raider dives head first back in there safely. Big gap again in left center for Anthony. If he could choose where to put it, I think he'd put it somewhere over there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Anthony. Low and outside, ball 3. Some loosening in the bullpen for Indiana State here in the bottom of the third. They've got a lefty up and throwing. Three balls and 1 strike. Jacek to Anthony. Nope, they're going to check on Tello over at first, and they say that he picked him off. They got him over there at first as Tello is picked off of first base for out number 2. Indiana State saw something that they liked. They tried to pick him off 3 times, and they got him on the third one. Anthony skies this one into center. Center fielder Gurgley camps under it, looks straight up into the Florida sun, and he makes the grab for out number 3. And so the Hawkeyes have a leadoff single, but put out on a fielder's choice. And then Raider Tello picked off first base, makes this inning go 1-2-3 following the flyout from Anthony. Iowa 2, Indiana State 1 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Ooh, got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately. Then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
To the top of the fourth we go. Iowa leading Indiana State 2-1 in Port Charlotte, Florida at the Snowbird Baseball Classic. At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, and you get the best tasting hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. All right, Indiana State comes to the plate in the top of the fourth with the heart of their lineup coming up. 4, 5, 6, Hernandez, Urdaneta, and Sears. It'll be Hernandez first. He doubled to start his season back in the first inning. Was stranded out there, the designated hitter. First pitch from Langenberg is outside for a ball. The second one is on its way. This one is lined to left field and down. Into the corner. Cut off nicely there by Peterson. Here comes the throw into second. It won't be in time. And a leadoff double for Luis Hernandez. 2 doubles for him to start his 2023 campaign. So a leadoff double will force Langenberg to go into the stretch and bring up Josue Urdaneta, grounded out to second base to end that first inning for Indiana State. We're in the top of the fourth now, with the Hawkeyes leading 2-1. Urdaneta is a left-handed batter. Steps in, Langenberg ready with the first pitch to him. Just low, bit outside as well, and it's a ball, 1-0. All 3 of Indiana State's base hits have been extra base hits, 2 doubles and a triple, as Langenberg falls behind Urdaneta now 2-0. Got a walk in there, 2 doubles and a triple. 2 balls, no strikes to Urdaneta. Here's the pitch. This one is lined into right field deep and over Mosley's head. He can't get it. One hops the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes the throw into second base, cut off before reaching the bag. A late throw home is not in time, and we are tied once again. This time at 2 as Indiana State knots things back up. Back-to-back doubles here, and that'll bring pitching coach Sean McGrath out of the Hawkeye dugout to go have a chat with Ty Langenberg. Spraying the field with their 4th extra base hit of the day now for Indiana State. Luis Hernandez led things off by going to the left field line, and then Josue Urdaneta took one to right over Chase Mosley's head. 1 hop to the wall to tie this one up. 9 hits total in the game, 5 for the Hawks, 4 for the Sycamores, 2 runs apiece for each team. Mound visit concludes, and Langenberg will try to reset here with Mike Sears coming to the plate. He led off the second inning, but Langenberg struck him out. Runner on second with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. Sears, right-handed batter. Slightly open stance. Langenberg looks in for the sign. He's got it, and he'll check on the runner at second with no throw, just to pull him back to the base a little bit, chip away at that lead that he was having. Langenberg's first pitch to Sears, ripped high into the air to the left, but it's well out of play and foul. 0-1. Good start for Langenberg here. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that is way inside, almost hit Sears in the shoulder. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. One on its way. This is fouled out of play to the right side. 1-2 now. Langenberg with 4 strikeouts, looking for his 5th right here if he can get it. It'd be a big one, too, with nobody out and a runner on second in this tie ball game in the top of the 4th. Langenberg looks in. He's got the sign. Feels it and deals it. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. The high heater from Langenberg is the first out of the inning, the 5th strikeout for Ty this afternoon. He's had Sears' number today, as Sears is now 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Adam Pottinger will step in. Left fielder, he tripled back in the 2nd. First pitch to him is a called strike, just below the letters, outer portion of the plate, and it's 0-1. All tied up at 2 between Iowa and Indiana State opening day in the 2023 campaign. Langenberg ready with the 0-1. It's on its way. Saws him off over to Raider Tello at third, who reaches up to make the grab on a soft liner. Out number 2. Boy, Tello was backing up, and then he reached up and grabbed it. Seegers was in the vicinity. Not sure if he would have been able to make a play on it as it was over Tello's head, but Raider reached up and he got it. Out number 2. That runner still stands out there at second. After his RBI double, that's Erdnetta. Grant McGill comes up now, right-handed batter, the catcher. First pitch from Langenberg is just outside. Moss tried to frame it, couldn't pull it in far enough, though. Decent lead at second for Erdnetta. Pitch to McGill is inside. There's that breaking ball again. It's got that late movement on there, but hasn't been able to come into the strike zone with it to right-handed batters. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here for McGill, the batter. Langenberg trying to battle back into this one. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. There's the breaking ball that looked good. And he pulled the string, got McGill to swing at it. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Top of the 4th inning, Indiana State's tied it up at 2. Langenberg ready with the 2-1. This one skips outside in the dirt. Nice job by Moss to keep it in front of him. 3 balls and a strike. See what Ty comes with here on the 3-1. Fouled back to the screen. So the count's now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Langenberg looks in for the sign. Leans forward. Dangles his right arm. Now he comes set. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Ball 4. And they'll walk McGill to keep the inning alive for Indiana State. Parker Stinson will step in. He's the right fielder. Left-handed hitter. Got a bright green bat in his grasp. Taps the outside of the plate. Runners on first and second now for the Sycamores. First pitch to Stinson. Lifted into the air, shallow left. Seegers will actually go back from his position at short. He'll wave everybody off and he'll make the grab for out number 3. The Sycamores get 1 run to tie things up. 2-2 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Hawkeyes coming to the plate. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, they've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376. Bottom of the 4th inning from Port Charlotte, Florida.
Iowa 2, Indiana State 2. It'll be the 4-5-6 coming up for Iowa in this half of the inning. It'll be Derigi, Peterson, and Huckstorf, the same three that led things off in the second where Iowa got their 2 runs. See what Derigi can do this time around. He struck out looking the first time. Still trying to get through to Jasek here, who's still on the mound for the Sycamores. Great afternoon here in Florida. A little bit different than the folks listening back in Iowa. Mid-80s down here today. The sun is out as home plate is amongst the shadows. The pitcher's mound is in the sun. First pitch to Derigi. Called strike on the inner half of the plate. 0-1 is the count. The entire field is still in the sun here, with the exception of the home plate and the dugouts. Sun starting to dip behind the press box here. Derigi swings and fouls off the 0-1 pitch. He's quickly down to the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch is way outside. Derigi lays off that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Jasek ready with the 1-2. Out of the stretch. It's on its way. Inside, ball 2. Back Derigi up off the plate there. Derigi holds a black and red bat. He's in the box and ready. Jasek still looking for the sign. Now he's got it. 2 balls and 2 strikes to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss. Derigi goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the game for Brennan. And that'll bring up Sam Peterson. Second at bat of the day for Sam. He hit the solo home run to left to start the Hawkeye scoring back in the second. He stands in again. Jasek's ready for the first pitch to him. Peterson squares to bunt, drops it down. It dies in between the catcher and the pitcher. Throw to first is just in time. Close play over there at first. Peterson tried to beat out the bunt, and they got him by a step over there down the line. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Huckstorf will step in now. He singled and scored his last time up. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. High fastball was in the strike zone. Huckstorf got a piece of it, fouled it off. No balls and a strike to Kyle. The pitch, this one floats outside. Ball 1, 1 ball and a strike, 2 outs, nobody on for the Hawks in the bottom of the 4th, all tied up with Indiana State on opening day, 2-2. Jasek from the stretch, looks in, here's the pitch. This is a breaking ball that skips outside of the zone. 2-1 now. Two-1 is fouled off the end of the bat and skips over near the Iowa dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Huckstorf. The pitch from Jasek is on its way. Ground ball to short. Diaz charges hard, scoops it, throws it on the run in time to retire Huckstorf. The Hawks will go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Approaching the midway point of today's game. We head to the top of the 5th. Indiana State coming to the plate. All tied up 2-2. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Ooh, got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
To the top of the fifth we go. Indiana State and Iowa tied at 2. Ty Langenberg returns for his 5th inning of work on the mound, and he'll face the top of the order for Indiana State here in just a moment. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Pausing 10 seconds for station ID. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. Seth Gergley leads things off for the Sycamores in the top of the 5th inning. Indiana State 2, Iowa 2. Gergley's 0 for 2 today with a fly out to left and a strikeout. Strikeout came back in the 3rd. Langenberg through 4 innings. Has given up 4 hits, 2 earned runs. He's walked 2, but he struck out 5. First pitch to Gergley floats outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch to Gergley is low and in, 2-0 now. Don't see any action in the Iowa bullpen to the right, and the same can be said for Indiana State over there in left center field. Their loosening has calmed down. 2-0 pitch to Gergley, swing and a miss. Nice pitch on the outside corner, 2-1. You wonder, just generally speaking, how long Langenberg would go today. The 2-1 pitch to Gergley is fouled off to the right side, 2-2. You know, opening day, you want to see how long the leash will be, and you don't want to. You see it in the majors that pitchers earlier in the year, they typically don't go too deep into games. As Gergley flies this one to left towards the line, Peterson is over, reaches up, makes the grab on the warning track. Ball carried well for out number 1. Wind is blowing out to left center, so that probably helped that ball a little bit go opposite field. Gergley is out number 1 with the fly out to left. Another left-handed batter, and Miguel Rivera steps in. First pitch from Langenberg, just outside, a bit high as well, ball 1. Shadows creeping further and further towards the pitcher's mound now. 1-0 pitch on its way to Rivera. Swing and a miss. Low and outside. Langenberg buried that one. It's 1-1. Same spot here, but Rivera laid off it. And it's a called ball. 2-1. Next pitch on its way to Rivera, just outside. Langenberg can't quite bring it in, 3-1. Three balls and a strike on its way to Rivera. This is a called strike. Looked like a changeup that floated in, caught the inner half of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on for Indiana State in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul towards the first base coaching box. We'll do it again at 3-2. Langenberg shakes off a sign, gets one he likes, feels and deals. Fouling out a play to the left side. Good battle here from Rivera. Who's going to win it, Langenberg or the Sycamore first baseman? He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out to short. Langenberg is ready. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Check swing. Home plate will say yes, he did. So down goes Rivera on strikes. They don't even need to send it down to third. He went around on the check swing. He's out number 2. Brings up Randall Diaz now. Shortstop, he walked in the first, later scored. Pops this one up, shallow right. Mosley battles the sun, still running over towards right center. Will he'll now reach up and make the grab for out number 3. Langenberg is dealing now as he gets another 1-2-3 inning, retiring the Sycamores. All right, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, still tied at 2. Iowa 2, Indiana State 2. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join U.S. Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue. And awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatKirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
7-8-9 coming to the plate for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the 5th inning. Honar, Moss, and Mosley. Tie game 2-2. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for men and women in the United States. Don't let any heart condition go unnoticed or undiagnosed. Whether it's a routine checkup or a complex procedure, you want expert care from specialists who know your heart condition inside and out. University of Iowa Heart and Vascular Center advanced trained cardiologists use state-of-the-art diagnostic tools and offer highly advanced, minimally invasive treatment options. First pitch is on its way to Honar as he fouls that one off straight back. Make an appointment today with UIHC at uihc.org/HVC or call 319-356-7102. 0-1 pitch to Honar. Fouled up above the press box. 0-2. Indiana State 2, Iowa 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Relatively fast-moving game here so far. Good pitchers on the mound for both teams. 0-2 on its way to Honar. This one is low and outside. Sam doubled back in the 2nd inning, the big inning for Iowa. Try to lead things off for the Hawks in the bottom of the 5th. Ready with the 1-2. This is well inside. Oh, it's a called third strike. Called third strike. Honar was backed off the plate, but it clipped the corner. And Sam is down on strikes to start the 5th. Cade Moss will step in. He singled and was part of the 5-6-3 double play in the 2nd. Takes the first pitch for a ball high and out of the zone. Here's a breaking ball that's a called strike. Started inside on Moss, then broke right into the inner half of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for the Hawks in the bottom of the 5th, all tied up with Indiana State. Jasek will step off the backside of the mound, kick around at the rosin bag behind the mound. Now he looks in. He's ready for the 1-1. Comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Moss maybe got a piece of it. 1-2. Moss will take this on the outside corner, and he's retired looking as well. So Jasek coming together nicely now for Indiana State. So he gets his 5th strikeout of the afternoon. 9-hitter Chase Mosley comes to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Chase, swing and a miss. Swung over the top of a breaking ball. Jasek's in a groove. He's moving quickly. The 0-1 pitch. This one's just inside, maybe a tad low, too. Went back to that slider. Missing the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Hawks and Sycamores tied at 2. Here's the 1-1 to Mosley. This is way outside. Fastball. He sped it up there, and it missed. 2-1. See if Mosley can keep the inning alive for the Hawkeyes. 2-1 pitch. Started to go on a swing. Pulled back. Doesn't matter. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Chase. Chase grounded into a double play. Back in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch from Jasek. Ground ball towards third. Scooped up, thrown on the run, and in time to retire Mosley over there at first. Good play there from Sears. And the Hawks go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. We'll take you to the 6th right after this. Indiana State and Iowa tied at 2. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Ty Langenberg returns to the mound for the top of the 6th inning. 2023 debut for the Hawkeyes. Tied with Indiana State right now, 2-2. And it'll be 4-5-6 coming up once again for Indiana State. Hernandez, Urdaneta, and Sears. Some loosening in the Hawkeye bullpen down in right center field beyond the wall. Jacob Henderson and Jared Simpson are out there getting loose. As we get closer towards the late innings of this game. Hernandez is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles today, the designated hitter, and he takes the first pitch off the shoulder. And so he's on to begin the 6th inning. Hernandez has had a nice day, on 3 times now, following the hit by pitch. And the leadoff man is on for the Sycamores in the top of the 6th. All tied at 2. Langenberg goes to the stretch. Moss will come out in front of home plate and issue some signals to the infielders. That brings Raider Tello, the third baseman, in on the grass at third. DeRiggi holds the runner at first. Langenberg looks in for the sign. Up now is Urdaneta. First pitch to him is a called strike. Clipped the corner on the outside and upper half of the plate. Maybe a little bit surprised here to see Indiana State hasn't squared to bunt yet, but just the first pitch of the at-bat. 0-1 is on its way. This one is lined foul near the Indiana State dugout. Look out over there. 0-2 on Urdaneta. Could use another Langenberg strikeout here if we can get it. He peers in for the sign, shakes a couple off. Now he's set. The 0-2, just outside, 1-2. Have to check on Hernandez's lead over there at first. It's just on the inside of the cut of the grass, trying to extend it here. 1-2 pitch on its way. This floats outside again. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Urdaneta, the 5-hitter for the Sycamores. Grounded out to second his first time, then he doubled back in the 4th. Langenberg looks in for the sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on first. Feels it, deals it, just outside. Just missed, and the count's been run full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner on first is Hernandez, who is hit by the pitch, the first pitch of the inning. Langenberg ready. And the pitch. Runner takes off for second. This is a line drive and a base hit. It's fair. Down the line and right. It'll kick off the half wall. Mosley picks it up. They're going to hold up Hernandez at third. It'll be a double for Urdaneta, his second of the game. And the Sycamores are in business here. Runners on second and third with nobody out in the top of the 6th. Mike Sears will step up. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. We'll need Ty to buckle down here and go for another one of those strikeouts. As a brief delay here, we might be going to a pitching change. Coach Heller's out of the dugout, and he approaches the first base line. Looking towards the bullpen. And it looks like we'll make the call. Ty Langenberg gives the ball to Coach Heller, and that will close the book on his day. We'll close the book on Langenberg's day following this break. Runners on second and third with nobody out for Indiana State in the top of the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game. We'll take a break as the pitching change happens for the Hawkeyes in the 6th. We're back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
At US Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join US Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
Pitching change for the Hawkeyes in the top of the 6th inning, all tied up with Indiana State 2-2. Each team also has 5 hits. But for right now, the Sycamores lead off the inning with a hit batsman and then a double. So runners on second and third for Indiana State and nobody out in the top of the 6th. So Coach Heller makes the call to the bullpen where Jared Simpson will come in. The redshirt senior left-handed pitcher stands at 6'4", 205. He is from Clinton, Iowa. Had 13 appearances last year with an ERA of 4.11. Had a record of 0-1, but comes in a relief role today. Tall lefty. He is one of the team captains as well, and he'll have to battle here for the Hawks with 2 runners on, both in scoring position, and nobody out. Tight game, 2-2 in the top of the 6th inning. Coming up for Indiana State, bottom half of the order, lead off now with Mike Sears. Sears is 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. We're ready for play now as Simpson will toe the rubber. He stands on the third base side of the rubber. With Indiana State threatening in the top of the 6th. Simpson looks in, and he comes set. First baseman DeRiggi is in on the grass. First pitch is a breaking ball called strike, and Simpson starts ahead in the count. Oh, 0-1 pitch on its way to Sears. This one floats high and outside, 1-1. Shortstop playing back, that's Seegers. Tello playing behind the bag and deep. But if they hit a ground ball to DeRiggi at first, we'll have to see what they elect to do. 1-1 is a called strike. Nice breaking ball that just dive bombed right at Sears' shins, but it clipped the zone. It's 1-2. Big would a strikeout be here for Simpson. Jared looks in, extends the glove above his head, now brings it down to his belt. Ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. Popped up right side. This one is foul and into the stands. It might get in back into play, and it does, but it's foul down the line and right. It looked like it was certainly out of play. The wind brought it back in. DeRiggi maybe had a play on it, but had assumed that it had gone out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll do it again here with nobody out. Runners on second and third for the Sycamores. Tie game, 2-2 in the 6th. Simpson set with the 1-2. It's on its way. Just high, above the letters. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Simpson will look down at his right wrist, his glove hand wrist, for the sign. Comes to an agreement. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is on its way. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. The tag is applied from Cade Moss. Out number 1. That's a big first out of the inning for the Hawkeyes with the Sycamores threatening. 3 strikeouts, a hat trick for Mike Sears today. As now Pottinger will come in. Pottinger tripled his first time up back in the 2nd. He popped up to Raider Tello at 3rd his last time out in the 3rd. Runner still at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Lefty on lefty matchup here. First pitch, check swing. He absolutely went around. Strike 1. Simpson takes a deep breath. Comes set for the 0-1 pitch to Pottinger. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He ran that fastball in on the hands. And Simpson's up in the count 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Here it comes. Called third strike on the outside corner. Down he goes. Pottinger caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Simpson. And just like that, Hawks are trying to get out of this one with minimal damage. See if they can do it. Grant McGill comes up, the catcher. He's struck out and walked today. He's a right-handed hitter. 2 outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Sycamores. First pitch to McGill. Low and inside, Moss smothers it, spins around and then locates it just to the left of the plate. Crucial part of the ball game here as Simpson comes in with the sign, comes set, ready with the 1-0. Here's the pitch. Sliced foul to the right side into the netting. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Sycamores in the 6th inning. This one's a line drive, slicing, and foul. Thank goodness, down the line and right. That would have been deep trouble for the Hawks there as that one kept going and going. Finally hit the net in right field, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Indiana State 2, Iowa 2. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. For the Sycamores. Simpson set with the 1-2. Here he comes. Low and inside. 2-2 now. Tried to get him to chase on a breaking ball that dipped out of the zone. Building the suspense. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is on its way. Fouled out of the play to the right side. We'll do it again at 2-2. Ready again. Simpson's got it. Feels it and deals it. Ground ball to short. Seegers has got it on a high hop. Throw across the diamond is in time. And the Hawkeyes get out of the jam. They pour out of the dugout down the first base line to greet the defense and the pitching done by Jared Simpson to get the Hawkeyes out of trouble in the 6th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th and see if the Hawkeyes bats can have any momentum as they leave those 2 runners on, 2nd and 3rd. All tied at 2. We'll see what the Hawks can come up with in the bottom of the 6th. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong team, with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Welcome back to the Snowbird Baseball Classic in Port Charlotte, Florida. Bottom of the 6th inning now for the Hawkeyes. They'll take to the batter's box, tied with Indiana State 2 apiece. Just got out of a big-time jam there in the top half of that inning when a hit batsman and a double led off the inning to close the book on Ty Langenberg's day before Jared Simpson came from the bullpen. 2 strikeouts and then a ground out to shortstop to strand those runners on the base paths, keeping this game tied at 2. Putting the Hawks in a good spot here with top of the order, Michael Seegers coming to the plate. Seegers is 1 for 2 today, struck out in the 1st, and he singled back in the 3rd. He'll come up with a chance to get things going for the Hawks now. Tied at 2, bottom of the 6th inning. Jasek still out there for Indiana State. Works out of the stretch. First pitch to Seegers. Called strike down the heart of the plate, 0-1. Iowa's been patient in the batter's box today, trying to get that pitch count up for Jasek, try to get to the bullpen as soon as they can. The 0-1, Seegers takes downstairs and away, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Seegers watches this one go by, and it's a ball, 2-1. Just low, just inside. Jasek ready with the 2-1 to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Here it comes. This one's a called strike. High outside corner, and it got it. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Seegers checking with the home plate umpire. Probably seeing if he'll go any higher, any more outside than that. Trying to establish the boundaries. 2-2 hits Seegers in the wrist. And Michael is on to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. How about that? Third baseman Raider Tella will step in now. 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to third to start his season with the Hawks. Hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd, then was also picked off first base. We've got a meeting at the mound, and it looks like a pitching change here for Indiana State as the Hawkeyes have now dipped into the Sycamore bullpen. That'll close the book on Matt Jasek. We'll do the same when we return from this pitching change break. All tied up at 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first for the Hawkeyes. A pitching change here from Port Charlotte. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
At MidAmerican Energy, we want to help keep you safe around power lines and electrical equipment. Always assume a power line is energized, even if it's on the ground. To avoid the risk of an accidental shock or electrocution, avoid touching a power line with anything. And when you see high voltage warnings on transformers and substations, stay away. We care about you and your safety. Get more tips at midamericanenergy.com.
Paid for by customers of MidAmerican Energy.
A pitching change in the bottom of the 6th inning. Indiana State will turn to their bullpen, and the Sycamores will bring out another tall right-handed pitcher. And this time, it is Connor Fenlong, redshirt senior, 6'4", 225 from the state of New York. Also played some baseball at Wabash Valley Community College. Fenlong, tall right-hander. He'll come in for the Sycamores as we close the book on Matt Jasek. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, gave up 2 earned runs. He did strike out 5 Hawkeyes. Didn't walk anybody. Threw a total of 74 pitches through his 5 innings. Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, home of the Draft Day Sports Lounge, a luxury hotel and spa, 5 restaurants, and more, just minutes south of Iowa City. At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, and you get the best tasting hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. All right, Fenlong has completed his warm-up pitches, and Raider Tella will step in now for the Hawks in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game. Runner on first following the hit batsman. That is Michael Seegers. See if Seegers gets aggressive on the base paths here. Fenlong in the stretch. Look in for a sign. He's got it. First pitch to Tello. Fouled back to the screen. 0-1 to start this at bat. Seegers with a good lead to the cut of the grass. Staying put for now as this curveball floats high, right at eye level to Tello. I'll look over towards Coach Heller at the third base box for signs. Seegers extends his lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. They'll check on Seegers at first. He's back in there safely. Fenlong checks on Seegers at first. Now he's ready with the 1-1. Here it comes home to Tello. Right down the heart of the plate. Called strike. Maybe on the outer portion. 1-2 now. Fenlong with a little bit more zip on his fastball than Jasek had. That came in there pretty hot. Checking on the runner at first. 1-2 pitch on its way to Tello. Swing and a miss. High heater, down goes Raider for out number 1 of the inning. Keaton Anthony will step in. He's 0 for 2 today with a pair of flyouts to the outfield, 1 to left, 1 to center. Seegers still at first with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, all tied at 2. First pitch to Anthony. Fouls it back on the ground to the screen. 0-1. Each team with 5 hits this afternoon. Hawks trying to add to that total and add to the run total as well as Anthony swings and misses on the 0-1 pitch. Nice hard fastball just above the knees. 0-2 now is the count on the 3-hitter for the Hawkeyes, the designated hitter. Seegers with a medium lead at first. Pitch to Anthony. This one is hit on the ground to short. Backhanded play by Diaz. They throw to second for 1. They got him. They're going to try to say that he peeled the foot off the bag and didn't stick it, but Seegers is out at second. Anthony is there at first. Looks like the second baseman, Urdaneta, kept his foot on the bag for out number 2. A fielder's choice there for Anthony. And so now, with Keaton on first base, Brennan DeRiggi will step in. 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. 2 down for the Hawks in this tie ball game. Here's a ground ball that is foul. Down the right field line. DeRiggi pulled that one hard. Decent gap in right center field for Brennan if he could pull it that way. Swings and misses at this 0-1 pitch. Fenelon came in with a changeup after he's been pumping hard fastballs for the past few batters. And now DeRiggi's down in the count 0-2. Fenelon set with the sign, and he comes home with the 0-2. Just outside, 1-2 now. DeRiggi stays alive, trying to keep the inning going for the Hawks here in the bottom of the 6th. Not much of a lead over at first for Anthony. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. This is on the ground up the middle. Backhand play by the second baseman. A glove flip over to Diaz at short for the 3rd out of the inning, as Anthony is forced out at second. The Hawks get a couple of base runners, but no runs. We've played 6 here on opening day at the Snowbird Baseball Classic. All tied up at 2 with Indiana State and Iowa. We're back for the top of the 7th right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy 1 free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. They've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376.
Top of the 7th inning we go. Indiana State, Iowa tied at 2 on opening day of the 2023 college baseball season. Jared Simpson back on the mound for the Hawkeyes in relief duty. As we close the book on Ty Langenberg, Ty got through 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs. He walked 2 Sycamores, but he struck out 6 through a total of 76 pitches. He left 2 runners on when he exited the game in the 5th, but Jared Simpson, through 1 inning of work, struck out 2 Sycamores to get out of the jam last inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for Indiana State, led off by Stinson here. And they'll actually send a pinch hitter in. And this will be Keegan Watson. Watson, a senior, right-handed hitter, will face Simpson. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. Ball that dropped right out of the zone. Watson's down in the count, 0-1. Played in 29 games last year, 25 starts in the outfield. Did Watson, was a .275 batter for the Sycamores a year ago. Simpson, the lefty, is set with the 0-1. Here it comes. It's outside, 1-1. Leadoff hitter in the inning for Indiana State is Watson, as Simpson misses again high and away. 2-1. Two-one pitch is waved at and missed. Simpson got him on a breaking ball. Slowed way down on its way in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Simpson in pretty good shape. Likes what he sees from Moss. 2-2 pitch is on its way. This one's in the dirt, blocked away nicely by the backstop of the Hawkeyes, Cade Moss. Full count now to lead off the 7th inning. Don't want to give up any free bases late in the game, especially. 3-2. Simpson looks in, stretches his glove above his head, brings it back down to his belt. The lefty's ready for the pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. First out of the inning, a strikeout for Simpson. Top of the order now coming up for Indiana State is Gurgley. He's 0 for 3 today with 1 strikeout, 2 flyouts to left. Simpson looks in, lefty on lefty matchup here. First pitch to Gurgley. In there for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. This one skips in and over Moss. Low and outside, and it's a ball, 1-1. Gurgley wasn't going to chase after that one. A little bit of a gap in right center field. Defending Gurgley. 1-1 on its way. This one's just outside. 2-1. Nobody up in the bullpen for the Hawks. Leaning on Jared Simpson here. In the top of the 7th inning, tie ball game 2 apiece. Opening day, Indiana State and Iowa. Simpson set with the 2-1. Looks in, here it comes. Swing and a miss. He's got a lot of those today. Indiana State hasn't had a ton of success putting the ball in play against Simpson. Jared's got the sign, ready for the 2-2, feels it and deals it. Grounded to first, DeRiggi charges over towards the line. It goes foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. Here we go with the 2-2. From Simpson to the top of the order, Gurgley. Grounded to second, charged hard by Honar. He scoops it up, flips it over to DeRiggi. In time by a couple of steps, and down goes Gurgley for out number 2. Miguel Rivera will step in for Indiana State now. He's also 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. He grounded out to short back in the 3rd. Another left-handed matchup with Rivera in the box now. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Nobody on for the Sycamores. First pitch is in there for a called strike on the outside corner of the plate. Good start for Simpson to get ahead. A 1 pitch rises high at the letters, missing the zone, 1-1. One pitch, check swing, certainly went around about 3/4 of the way. And so that's a strike, 1-2 now with 2 down. Top of the 7th inning. Simpson looking to continue his outstanding performance out of the bullpen for the Hawks. 1-2 pitch on its way to Rivera. Slicing foul and gets down foul to the left side. We'll do it again at 1-2. Simpson will step off now and ask for a cycling of the signs. He peers in. He's got what he likes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Softly over to Tello at third. He scoops it up on a hop, throws it away. He threw it over to DeRiggi and threw it wide of the bag. And so the inning stays alive with a throwing error from third. Rivera ends up at second base following the throwing error. And the Sycamores stay alive in the 7th. Here comes Randall Diaz now, one of the stars of the Sycamores. He walked and scored in the first, and he's flied out twice since then. First error of the game either way. It belongs to the Hawkeyes. Runner in scoring position is Rivera at second. Simpson versus Diaz. First pitch from Simpson. This is low and in for a ball, 1-0. Hawks will have 5, 6, 7 coming to the plate in the bottom of the 7th after we stretch. Two gone in the top of the 7th, trying to get the third here. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, evening the count at 1-1. Hawks and Sycamores tied at 2 in the top of the 7th. Indiana State with the runner in scoring position at second and 2 outs. Simpson's got it, 1-1. This is high, 2-1. Second baseman Honar holds on the runner at second, so a lot of room on the right side of the infield. 2 balls and a strike to Diaz. This is low and in. Good stop by Moss to keep that from going to the backstop. 3 balls and a strike now. Simpson has to dig out of a bit of a hole here. 3 balls and a strike. 2 away in the 7th. Pitch to Diaz. Low and in. Ball 4. Diaz is walked. That brings up probably the hottest Sycamore hitter in Luis Hernandez. He's 2 for 2 today, 2 doubles. Was also hit by a pitch. And we'll get a visit from pitching coach Sean McGrath now as he approaches the first base line, hops over it, and the infield comes in for a meeting at the mound. Runners on first and second for Indiana State, top of the 7th inning. Sycamores and Hawkeyes tied at 2. Just a quick meeting at the mound. Find a way to get to the bottom half of this inning. See if the Hawks can get anything going in the batter's box, but you got to get this third out first. Hernandez, a right-handed hitter. Simpson throws it from the left side. Runners on first and second. First pitch is on its way to Hernandez. Just inside. Missed the zone. A couple of groans from the Hawkeye fans. Thought that one might have caught the inner half of the plate, but it did not. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away in the top of the 7th inning. Runners on first and second for Indiana State. Simpson's ready with the sign, looks at second, looks back home, and whips it high and away. Ball 2. Urdaneta stands on deck. He's 2 for 3 today with a pair of doubles. Hopefully we don't get to him this inning. Next pitch on its way. Check swing. Doesn't matter. Called strike anyway on the inside corner. 2-1 is the count to the designated hitter. Cleanup spot, Luis Hernandez. Here's the pitch. This is low. Ball 3. And it's 3-1 now. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Right down the heart of the plate, called strike. And now with 2 outs and the count full, the runners at first and second will be going on the pitch. Let's go Hawks chant breaks out from the fans down to the right. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Simpson is set. Here's the pitch. Called third strike. He got him. Throws him with a fastball right at knee level. And down he goes. The Hawkeyes get out of the jam in the top of the 7th inning. No runs scored for Indiana State after getting a couple of runners on. We'll stretch out here in Port Charlotte at the Snowbird Baseball Classic. And we'll bring you the bottom of the 7th coming up right after this. Indiana State 2, Iowa 2. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
All right, we're at the bottom of the 7th inning down here in Port Charlotte, Florida. 5, 6, 7 coming up for the Hawkeyes in a tie ball game, 2-2 with Indiana State. Sam Peterson will lead things off for the Hawks. He had a solo home run back in the 2nd. Tried to bunt for a hit in the 4th, but was unsuccessful by about a half a step. He'll stand in. First pitch from Fenlong is in there, but misses for a ball inside. And so now you think about all the ways that you could manufacture one run to break this tie in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 pitch. Peterson slices this one back to the net and foul to the right side. 1-1. You could do it Peterson's way with a solo home run. You could string a few hits together. A walk, hit batsman. 1-1 slices inside. 2-1 now to Peterson, who will probably have a keen eye for balls that are outside of the strike zone. Any way you can get on in the last 3 innings here. 2-1 from Fenlong is on its way. Peterson, check swing, didn't matter. Called strike on the outside corner. Two and two for the Hawkeye left fielder. Fenlong also stands on the first base side of the rubber. Out of the windup. Here's the pitch. This is a ground ball to the left side. Backhand play by Diaz. Throw from deep in the hole, but can't be scooped. It gets by the first baseman. Peterson's headed for second, and he's there on the infield error for Indiana State. We'll have to see who they charge it to. Probably charge it to Diaz, the shortstop. So each team with an error now. An E6. Rivera couldn't pick the one-hop throw from Diaz. Leadoff batter Peterson stands at second base now with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th of the tie ball game. Huckstorf is the batter for the Hawkeyes. Corners are in for Indiana State. Fenlong out of the stretch. Pitch to Huckstorf, flowing in, ball 1. See if we can find a way to get Peterson in from second base. Gap in left center. 1-0 pitch to Huckstorf. Swing and a miss. Just missed getting a hold of that one. 1-1 now. Corner is still in for Indiana State. Middle is playing back. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Huckstorf just missing on these last 2 swings. Got a battle here with 2 strikes. Hopefully can try to move the runner over to third at the very least. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, tie game. Runner on second. Swing and a miss. Huckstorf goes down. An outside pitch. Just missed the zone, but Huckstorf tried to put it in play to the right side. Came up empty, and Kyle goes down for the first out of the inning. Second baseman Sam Honar steps in. Sam's got a double today. Also struck out his last time out. We've got a brief pause as one of the Indiana State coaches is out of the dugout. Come talk to the infielders for a moment at the pitcher's mound. Bottom of the 7th inning. Still tied at 2. We've been tied since the 4th inning. Runner on second is Sam Peterson, who got on the throwing error from the shortstop Diaz. Was able to advance to second. He'd be the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 7th. Lengthy conversation. Draws the home plate umpire out to go break it up at the mound. Hawks will play their second game of the season tomorrow against Quinnipiac. We'll be at a different location. Hawks and Quinnipiac tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Pre-game will be 30 minutes before. All right, we're ready for play now. Honar, the left-handed batter, stands in with the black and red bat. First pitch to him, lifts it in the air to left, slicing, curving, tailing over into foul territory, and a diving catch is made in foul territory by the left fielder. My goodness, what a grab there by Pottinger. He dove right in front of that tarp that's wrapped up over there in left field in foul territory, and he made the grab for out number 2. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap, and that'd be one of the situations right there. Great catch there by Pottinger. All right, so now a runner on second with 2 outs. Cade Moss is the batter. He singled his first time up, struck out his last time out. Takes the first pitch above the letters for a ball, 1-0. Infield playing at their regular straight-up depths. Outfielders seem a little bit in, with the exception of the right fielder, who's playing a bit deeper than his friend over in center. 1-0 pitch to Moss. Called strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1 now. Try to get Sammy Peterson home from second. He'll be going on contact here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Fenlong's ready. Good lead from Peterson. Called strike again on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. On Moss, the catcher. Chase Mosley stands on deck. We hope to get to him this inning. Fenlong ready with the pitch. Here it comes to Moss. This one's way outside and no doubter, and it's a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Moss. Slices this one to right in foul territory. Nobody's going to have a play on it as it skips once and into the netting. Over there down the right field line. We'll do it again at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch to Moss. Ground ball to the left side, scooped by the third baseman. He'll throw it across and in time to retire Moss by a couple of steps. Well, the Hawks threaten with their leadoff man getting on to second following the error, but then strike out, fly out, and ground out to end the 7th inning. We head to the 8th, still tied, 2 apiece, Indiana State and Iowa. We're back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
At US Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join US Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
All right, top of the 8th inning, Indiana State and Iowa tied at 2. Opening day of the 2023 campaign. We're down here in Port Charlotte, Florida at the Snowbird Baseball Classic. Indiana State will come to the batter's box this inning with 5, 6, 7, Urdaneta, Sears, and Pottinger. Pottinger was the left fielder that made the outstanding defensive play in foul territory to grab an out for the Sycamores in the last half inning. We'll see him third up this inning. Simpson returns to the mound for the Hawkeyes. A nice job so far. 2 innings pitched. He struck out 4. Majority of the infield now is shaded. Under the shadows, the sun dips behind the press box, with the exception of first base and second base. First pitch to Urdaneta is a ball floating high and away, 1-0. Couple of Hawkeyes getting loose out in the bullpen, out in right center. 2 right-handers. Hopefully Simpson can do the job this inning. 1-0 pitch. This one, same spot, high and away. Ball 2. Urdaneta is 2 for 3 today. 2 doubles. Grounded out to second his first time up. Again, Simpson missing high and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Luke Llewellyn, Chaz Wheatley getting loose for the Hawks in the bullpen. This pitch way high, goes over the glove of Cade Moss all the way to the backstop, and so a leadoff 4-pitch walk for Indiana State in the 8th inning gets their first man on and brings up Mike Sears. Sears is 0 for 3 today. He's got the hat trick going. 3 strikeouts, all of which swinging, and all of which have been the first out of the inning. Runner on first is Urdnetta with a decent lead. Pitch is in there for a strike to Sears, 0-1. Sears coming off injury from last season. Early season injury. The 0-1 to him is fouled back to the screen. Started 4 games for the Sycamores last year. Had 3 extra base hits, including a double and 2 home runs before he was out for the year with injury. He's down in the count again, 0-2 here. Simpson deals it, swing and a miss. Simpson sets him down for the 4th time today. Sears has struck out. So that's out number 1. Brings up Pottinger, the left fielder. Tripled in the 2nd. Popped out to 3rd in the 4th. Struck out looking his last time in the 6th. Still that runner over there at first. Top of the 8th inning, tied at 2. Simpson ready with the first pitch on its way to Pottinger. Pottinger squares to bunt, pulls it back. Pitch misses high for ball 1. Runner takes off for second. They've got him in a rundown. They throw it to first. Now back to second, and they got him. Out number 2, Urdnetta took off for second. Simpson wasn't ready to go home with it. He threw it over to DeRiggi at first, who whipped it to Seegers, who was waiting at the bag to throw the tag down. Out number 2. And just like that, the base runner wiped off the paths. Pottinger still in there to bat as he takes this pitch for a called strike on the outside corner. 1-1 now with 2 outs. Important to get Urdnetta off the base paths. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs now with nobody out there on the bases. Swing and a miss. Simpson burns a fastball right by him. 1-2. Hawks will send 9-1-2 to the batter's box when we get to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mosley will lead things off for the black and gold. Simpson ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Big momentum right there for the Hawks as they'll come to the plate. Still tied up with Indiana State. Bottom of the 8th we go. It's 2-2. Nice job, Jared Simpson, to get us to the bottom of the 8th inning. All right, we'll see what the Hawks can do with a few outs to work with. Tied at 2. Back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Mid-American Energy, we want to help keep you safe around power lines and electrical equipment. Always assume a power line is energized, even if it's on the ground. To avoid the risk of an accidental shock or electrocution, avoid touching a power line with anything. And when you see high voltage warnings on transformers and substations, stay away. We care about you and your safety. Get more tips at midamericanenergy.com.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Ah, Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
9-1-2 coming to the plate for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're all tied up at 2. Chase Mosley will lead things off. We'll get to that in a moment, but we're overdue for a station identification break. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. All right, Chase Mosley stands in for the Hawkeyes to lead the bottom of the 8th inning off. Tied at 2. We've had a great baseball game to open the 2023 season. But it's about the finish of this one. Hawks trying to start 1-0. They can get by Indiana State in game 1. Mosley takes a first pitch strike right at the hip and over the heart of the plate. Fenlong still in there for Indiana State. 0-1 pitch on its way to Mosley. Lifted in the air on the infield. First baseman comes on, calls off the pitcher, and he grabs it with the palm of his hand and his glove hand. He palmed it and caught it. Out number 1, Mosley goes down. Now the top of the order with Seegers. And he'll try to get things started for Iowa. Bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Seegers was hit by a pitch his last time. Takes the first pitch at knee height for a strike. Still patient hitting for the Hawks in the batter's box this afternoon. Fenlong's 0-1. Seegers taps it on the ground to third. It's picked up there by Sears. He throws it over across the diamond for out number 2. And so the first couple of batters out quickly for Iowa. Brings up Raider Tello with 2 outs, nobody on. Trying to manufacture some base running with 2 away. Tello's 0 for 3 this afternoon. First pitch to him. Hits back to the screen next to Keaton Anthony, who stands in the on-deck circle. Like to get to Keaton this inning with a runner on, although it would be with 2 outs. Fenlong out of the windup. The pitch. Tello slaps this one on the ground to short. Diaz is ready for it. Throws it over to first. In time to retire Raider Tello. And the Hawks go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. All right, we head to the 9th. All tied at 2. Indiana State will send up 8, 9, and 1 to the batter's box, with Jared Simpson coming out for another inning of work. 9th inning coming up. We're back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join U.S. Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
We've reached the 9th inning on opening day. Indiana State and Iowa. Hawks and Sycamores tied up at 2. So now it really gets tense. It's 8, 9, and 1 coming up for Indiana State in the top of the ninth inning. Grant McGill will lead things off. He'll go against Jared Simpson, who's been outstanding out of the Hawkeye bullpen. He's through 3 innings. He's walked 2, but he struck out 6, faced 11 batters. McGill steps in, struck out his first time up in the second, grounded out his last time in the 6th. He walked in between. 2-2 is our score. First pitch from Simpson, swung on and missed. McGill's down to the count 0-1. Identical score lines for these two teams. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error each. Like to keep that about the same for Indiana State through the 9th and hope the Hawks can do something different in the bottom. Here's a ground ball to second. Honar takes his time, fields it cleanly, whips it over to DeRiggi at first, out number 1. That'll bring up Keegan Watson. Entered the game in the 7th inning. Struck out when he did to lead off that 7th inning. Simpson will look to get him again here. First pitch on its way to Watson. Check swing, didn't matter. Called strike on the outside corner with a nice off-speed pitch that sort of backdoored its way in. Simpson's confident on the mound with these last 3 innings. Swing and a miss on the 0-1. Jared's been dealing now. As he prepares for the 0-2 pitch to Watson. Comes set with it. Waits at the belt. And the pitch. Called third strike on the outside corner. Down he goes. Got him looking. 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Top of the order now for Indiana State. Seth Gurgley kept him in check so far. He's 0 for 4 this afternoon. Nobody on, 2 outs for Indiana State in the top of the 9th. Tie game 2-2. First pitch from Simpson to Gurgley. Called strike. Outside corner. Paints it well and works ahead in the count 0-1. A 1 pitch on its way. This is slicing foul and out of play over the Indiana State dugout down to the left. 0-2 now, Simpson and Gurgley. Simpson has faced 13 batters. He's struck out 7. He's got the sign for another 0-2 pitch. Here it comes to Gurgley. Ground ball up the middle and off Honar's glove. It'll be a hit. That'll be a single for Gurgley. A great diving effort by Honar. It was right up the middle. Covered a lot of ground, but it's a base hit to keep the inning alive for Indiana State. Seth Gurgley with a single. Brings up the first baseman, Miguel Rivera. 0 for 4 this afternoon. And we've got time called. As Indiana State's having a quick conversation right in front of their dugout. What they're electing to do offensively in this situation. 6th hit of the game for the Sycamores. And now they'll finally break up this conversation. And we're back and ready for play. It'll be Rivera, who struck out twice, grounded out to shortstop. He reached on an error his last time up. 2 outs, runner on first for the Sycamores. Simpson trying to get out of this. Send us to the bottom of the 9th. He's ready. First pitch on its way. Called strike, nipping the outside corner on the left-handed batter, Rivera. Kind of backdoored that one, too. With the fastball that tailed back into the zone. 0-1 is a count. Gurgley's at first. See if he's aggressive at all. Takes a jab step towards second. Now another. Here's the pitch. This is on the ground to short. Seegers is ready for it. Throws it to second. And it is in time. They got him as Gurgley came sliding in there. But Honar stayed on the bag. And Seegers to Honar is how the inning ends. In the top of the 9th, the Hawks can win it in the 9th. We'll see if they do just that right after this. Tied at 2 on opening day. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately. Then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Welcome back to Port Charlotte, Florida at Cool Today Park, the spring training site for the Atlanta Braves. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning, all tied up. Indiana State and Iowa tied at 2. And it will be 3-4-5. Coming to the plate for the Hawkeyes, Anthony, DeRiggi, and Peterson. Opportunity for Iowa to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th. Both teams have played a fine baseball game this afternoon, 2 runs each. Indiana State has 6 hits. Iowa has 5, each team with an error. Fenlong still the pitcher for Indiana State as the Hawks come to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch to Keaton Anthony. Called strike at the knees in the outside corner for strike 1. Anthony is 0 for 3 this afternoon. Stands in from the right side. Fenlong ready with the 0-1. This one skirts outside. 1-1. Bit low as well. The catcher had to backhand it. Miguel. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fenlong ready. And the pitch. Anthony lifts this one in the air to right, but this one is slicing foul and out of play. Got a hold of that one to opposite field. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out for the Hawks in the bottom of the 9th. Anthony trying to get the Hawkeyes started here. 1-2 pitch on its way. Line drive into right field, and a diving catch is made by the right fielder. That's Watson out there in right, and an incredible play. If he doesn't catch that, it goes all the way to the wall. Anthony's still running. But instead, an outstanding diving catch by Watson to save extra bases and possibly the game for Indiana State. 1 away in the 9th. Brings up Brennan DeRiggi. DeRiggi's up 0 for 3 today. A couple of strikeouts. First pitch to him. Sails high. Ball 1. Like to see Brennan get a hold of one here. The transfer from Wofford. This pitch is low and inside. Ball 2. Hitters count here in the bottom of the 9th of a tie baseball game. Right-handed pitcher versus left-handed hitter. Fenlong ready with the 2-0. Here it comes. This is downstairs, ball 3. 3-0 here, taking the whole way, you got to imagine, with Sam Peterson on deck. .3-0 pitch on its way to DeRiggi. Called strike inside corner, and it'll keep DeRiggi in the box for now. Three balls, one strike, one out for the Hawks in the bottom of the ninth, tied with Indiana State 2-2. Here's the pitch to DeRiggi. This one's inside, and it's ball 4 this time around. As he gets on. With one out, here comes Sam Peterson. Peterson homered in the second inning. Got the scoring started for the Hawks. He can finish the scoring for Iowa. Here, runner on first is DeRiggi. Decent lead. Big gap in left center for Peterson. Here's the pitch to him. Low and outside. Almost got away from the catcher. They were trying to pick off DeRiggi at first, but he scrambled back safely. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Peterson stands in. Right-handed pitcher versus right-handed batter. Here it comes to Peterson. Ground ball to third. Bobbled. They'll have to go to first with it as the only play, and they get Peterson in time. DeRiggi stands at second. He's the winning run for the Hawkeyes as Kyle Huckstorf comes to the plate. 5-3 put out as Peterson goes down as out number 2. Here comes Huckstorf, singled and scored in the second, grounded out to short in the fourth, struck out his last time in the 7th. DeRiggi is at second base, 2 outs. He'll be going on contact. If Huckstorf can put one into play, find some grass out there in the outfield. First pitch from Fenlong. Huckstorf takes a called strike on the outside corner. Coach Heller nods his head. That's all right. We'll see a better one later in the at-bat. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the ninth. Huckstorf looking to win it for the Hawks if he can score DeRiggi, who stands at second. Here's the 0-1. This one's hit in the air, left center field. In the gap, shading over is the left fielder, and he made the catch. Left fielder makes the grab on the run. That's Pottinger. He's had a nice day out and left, and we're headed to extras on opening day. To the 10th we go, tied at 2. We're back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
All right, here we go to extra innings, top of the 10th between Indiana State and Iowa. Tied at 2, the Hawks threatened in the bottom half of the 9th but couldn't push anything across. And so to extras we go. New pitcher on the mound for the Hawkeyes as we enter those extra innings is Will Christofferson, redshirt junior right-handed pitcher. Stands at 6'4", 210 from Bettendorf, Iowa. Spent some time at Michigan State before transferring here to Iowa. Preseason All Big Ten player. Last year he was 1-2 with a 5.52 ERA in 13 relief appearances. So Christofferson, the tall righty, will come in to attack this Indiana State offense. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. Diaz, Hernandez, and Urdaneta coming up for the Sycamores in the top of the 10th inning. When corn grows fuel, Iowans win. Ethanol is a renewable fuel that's better for our environment, our health, and our wallets. Share your winning moments using hashtag IowansWin, and you could win even more from Iowa corn. Can never get enough baseball, even that being said on opening day. First game of the year goes to extras for the Hawks and the Sycamores. We've got to hold them here and see what Iowa can do in the bottom of the 10th inning when that time comes. As Christofferson toes the rubber out of the windup, he'll throw the first one in there to Diaz, missing at the eyes, high, ball 1. Coming back with the 1-0 on a hard slider that misses outside. 2-0 now on Diaz. Diaz has walked twice, so he's been able to get on a pair of times. Christofferson trying to get back into the count here so that we don't walk him again. The 2-0 pitch is on its way. Missing at the eyes, high, 3-0. Out of the windup, here's the pitch. This one's a called strike down the heart of the plate. A little two-seam action that brought it back in, 3-1. Christofferson's got some work to do to get Diaz, keep him off the base paths here in the top of the 10th. Next pitch, here it comes. Inside and high, ball 4. Walked him on 5 pitches. And Diaz is on again with his 3rd walk of the game. Luis Hernandez comes up. He's been a hard out to get as well. He did strike out his last time, but prior to that, a couple of doubles and a hit by pitch. Gonna have to watch Diaz. Might try to think about stealing second here. Short lead over there at first, though. Christofferson's first pitch is high, missing for a ball. As Christofferson has missed these first few pitches, they've all been just a bit high. 1-0 is on its way to Hernandez. This one is a called strike, high and outside corner, and he got it. Got the call, 1-1. Christofferson will work to get back in it here. Looks in, and the pitch. This goes over his head, caught by Moss. He snagged it. But Hernandez had to duck to get out of the way, otherwise it would have got him right in the helmet. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, runner on first. Will is ready for the pitch. Here it comes. This one is a called strike on the inside corner now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Christofferson's really throwing it hard. Let's see if he can get a strikeout here. Checks on the runner at first. Now he comes set with the 2-2. This one's poked in the air, right center field, carrying well. Huckstorf goes back, and he'll make the grab at center. Runner tags from first to second, and he slides in there safely. So a sacrifice fly to advance the runner for Indiana State puts him in scoring position with 1 out. Josue Urdaneta comes up now for Indiana State, the 5-hitter. A stoppage. And they're going to intentionally walk Urdaneta to put him on first. And bring up Sears, who's 0 for 4 today with 4 strikeouts. It looks like they'll call Sears back and bring in a different batter. Get a number on him. It'll be Jace Fowler, left-handed hitter, freshman, 5'9", 180 from Franklin, Indiana. He'll come into the batter's box here with runners on first and second. 1 out. Top of the 10th inning, tied at 2. And in the meantime of this, Sean McGrath will come out and have a meeting at the mound. The pitching coach will have a chat with Will Christopherson and the rest of the infield. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home 2 Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, a pool and a hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. All right, just a quick meeting there from Coach McGrath. He jogs off back into the dugout. 2-2 is our score in the top of the 10th inning. Indiana State threatening here in extras with runners on first and second. 1 out. And the freshman, Jace Fowler, into the box. Left-handed hitter against the righty Christopherson. Will is ready, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fowler couldn't connect on that one. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch, bends into the zone. It's a called strike. On the outside corner, it was a backdoor breaking ball that started outside to the left-handed hitting Fowler and then came right back in at the last second. It's 0-2. Christopherson set. This one is lifted to short. Seegers tracks it down, and he makes the catch. Out number 2. Sliced away from him, and Seegers was helping cover over at second base, but he's able to track it down. 2 away in the top of the 10th. Pottinger will come into the box now. With 2 outs, runners on first and second. Pottinger back-to-back strikeouts. 1 looking, 1 swinging. First pitch to him. Fouls out a play to the left side over the Indiana State dugout and out of the stadium. 0-1 is the count. Christopherson taking his time on the mound. Now he's ready with the 0-1. Here it comes. Bends right back into the zone, called strike. Same pitch that he set up Fowler with the last time. That outside breaking ball that came back in on Pottinger, this time the left-handed hitter. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 10th inning, tied at 2. Runners on first and second. Christopherson's ready. The pitch is on its way. In the air to left. Going back is Peterson, still going back near the track, and he'll make the grab right there for the 3rd out of the inning. And once again, the Hawks will have a chance to win it in the bottom half. We go to the bottom of the 10th as the Hawkeyes come pouring out of their first base dugout with some confidence to see if they can win it in the bottom of the 10th. That's where we're headed, tied at 2. Back right after this. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue. And awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatkirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
Sam Honar will lead things off for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 2 with Indiana State. Cade Moss will follow, and then Chase Mosley. He's in the hole, going to bat third here for Iowa. Barring any substitutions, any changes in the bottom of the 10th, it'll be Honar, Moss, and Mosley to take on Indiana State in the bottom of the 10th. Iowa can win it with 1 run, tied at 2. Hawks haven't had a hit since the second inning. A single by Cade Moss. Check that, the third inning. Hawks had a single in the third inning by Michael Seegers. Since then, they've got on a couple times with a couple of walks here and there, a hit batsman. Let's see if a base hit can start things going for the Hawks here with Honar leading off. The majority of the field now is covered in shade as the sun is dipped behind the box. The warning track in center field and right field still has some sun. The right fielder is shading his eyes with his glove, so maybe poke one out his way and see if the sun can play some tricks, anything to get a run across here in the 10th. Fenlong still on the bump for Indiana State. His first pitch to Honar is on the way. Right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Sam takes it. Honar doubled in the second, struck out in the 5th, flew out to left in the 7th. We're here in the 10th at Port Charlotte, Florida on opening day. 0-1 pitch to Honar, skirts outside, 1-1. Anyway on here. We'll take an error. Honar will take anyway. He swings at this one, skies it into center. Gurgley is moving over. He'll back up a bit, and he'll reach up with his right hand and make the grab for out number 1. Here comes Cade Moss, the catcher. He's got one of Iowa's 5 hits today. That came in the second inning, a single. Grounded out his last time up in the 7th. First pitch to Moss. Skips in the dirt. It's ball 1. Moss will take this one again. Also low, 2-0. Hitters count for Cade, the catcher. Ready with the 2-0. Here it comes. Way outside, ball 3. Got to have the red light here. We'll see. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Fenlong out of the windup. And the pitch. Ooh, it catches the outside corner. Moss was headed towards first base. He'll have to come back on a 3-1 count now with 1 out, nobody on. Moss takes this one right down the middle. 3-2 now. We're all full. Bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 2. Any way the Hawks can score a run, they'll win it. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Nice play by the third baseman. Hops right up and throws it across the diamond for out number 2. That's Fowler there at third. Check that. That's Cato. Cato makes the play at third. Move towards the line just a bit. And dove to his knees to stop it. Got it. Threw him out. Chase Mosley's up. 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th. First pitch to Mosley. Breaking ball. Fouled out a play to the right side. 0-1 is the count. They've just turned on the lights here at the ballpark. .5:45 local time, 4:45 the folks back home in Iowa. 0-1 pitch on its way to Mosley. Fouled back to the screen, 0-2. See if we can get something started with 2 strikes and 2 outs for the Hawkeyes in the bottom of the 10th. Tied at 2. We're looking the 11th inning square in the eyes at this point, unless Chase can keep it going here in the 10th. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1-2 to Mosley. Mosley's 0 for 3 today. Got a history of hitting home runs, though, back to his Kirkwood days. Could use one right here. It would win it for the Hawks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to Mosley. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We head to the 11th inning. More baseball to come. Tied at 2 between Indiana State and Iowa on opening day. We're back right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy 1 free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
That'll be the bottom portion of the lineup coming up for Indiana State in the top of the 11th now. Grant McGill, the 8-hitter, will lead things off, followed by Watson, and then to the top with Gurgley. Will Christofferson still out there for the Hawks. Walked a couple of batters his last time, got out of trouble with good defensive efforts for the Hawkeyes. Back in the 10th. And so here we go in the 11th inning, tied at 2. With Indiana State. Haven't had any scoring since the 4th inning. Indiana State tied things up then in the top of the 4th. Hawks haven't had a hit since the 3rd. It's been mainly pitching to this point, since then rather, as Christofferson misses to McGill on the first pitch of the at-bat. Out of the windup, Will is ready, and here it comes. Check swing. They're going to say that he went around. Ball was way out of the zone outside, got by Moss, in fact. But McGill went after it. He's down in the count. Rather, it's 1-1 now. Count is 1-1. As Christofferson looks in, and he's ready. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch. Now 1-2. Will really pumped that one in there. Looking for his first strikeout of the day. Christopherson offers this one, but it's fouled back to the net. Ready with the 1-2. Here it comes from Christopherson. Way outside, ball 2. Slider goes to the far box on the right-handed hitter, McGill, and he stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 11th inning. Christopherson ready at the belt. Here we go. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Got him on the high heater on the outer half of the plate. And the Hawks have the first out of the inning, courtesy of Will Christopherson's first strikeout of the season. Bottom of the order now with Watson. First pitch to him is waved on and missed. Keegan Watson, senior outfielder, right-handed batter. He entered the game in the 7th inning. And he struck out twice since then. 0-1 pitch from Christopherson. Check swing. He went. And even if he didn't go, it was a called strike anyway. 0-2. Christopherson's feeling it now. Will is set with the 0-2 as he looks in. Feels it. Deals it. Got him. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Christopherson now. 2 away in the top of the 11th. Top of the order for the Sycamores. Gurgley steps in. Left-handed batter. 2 outs in the top of the 11th, tied at 2. Hawks will send the top of their order to the box when we get to the bottom half. First pitch is a called strike down the heart of the plate with an off speed from Christopherson. He's been in a groove this inning. 2 quick strikeouts. Now he looks in for the 0-1. He's ready. Here it comes. This one misses high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 11th. Nobody on for Indiana State. The windup and the pitch. There it is. Another called strike on the outside corner. That backdoor slider on the left-handed hitter, really hard to connect on. Gurgley didn't even offer at it. And it's 1-2. Christopherson looks in, feels it, and deals it just high. This one just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. See if Will can get him here with the 2-2. Saws him off and fouls it back to the screen. Do it again at 2-2. Nice battle here between Christopherson and Gurgley. Who's going to win it in the top of the 11th with 2 outs? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Inside corner. Down he goes. And the Hawks again have a chance to win it in the bottom half of the inning following Will Christopherson striking out the side in the top of the 11th. All right, we'll send the top of the order to the box. Seegers, Tello, Anthony coming up for the bottom of the 11th inning. Right after this, we're tied at 2. You're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
You probably know that a natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. But what does a gas leak look or sound like? If you hear a whooshing or hissing sound, see dirt, dust, or water spraying from an area, or you get dizzy or queasy, leave the area immediately. Then call 1-800-595-5325 once you're safely away. See MidAmericanEnergy.com for more safety tips.
Paid for by the customers of Mid-American Energy.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong Team, Wisconsin Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong Team, Wisconsin Realty, for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Bottom of the 11th inning on opening day from Port Charlotte, Florida. We're live at Cool Today Park, the spring training site for the Atlanta Braves. We'll see if the Hawks can win it in the bottom half of the inning. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station identification. Pausing 10 seconds for station ID. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. Michael Seegers leads things off for the black and gold in the bottom of the 11th inning, all tied up at 2 between Indiana State and Iowa. Seegers comes in. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. He fouled it off. Straight back. Got a piece of it. Seegers today is 1 for 3. Singled in the third. He's got the last Hawkeye hit. Was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Fenlong still pitching for Indiana State. He's thrown 5 innings today. Seegers chops one to third, over the head of the third baseman, and into left field. Seegers digging past first. He's headed for second. Here comes the throw. He is out. Seegers out at second. Trying to dig around first for a leadoff double. And a great throw from Pottinger again. He's having a nice day defensively for Indiana State as he gets Seegers out at second. It'll count as a hit for the Hawks, but just a single and then a put out. He's out at second trying to stretch a single into a double. Raider Tello steps in with 1 out, bases clear. First pitch to him is low and outside for a ball, 1-0. Fenlong ready, and the pitch to Tello. This one is low and outside, ball 2. Keaton Anthony stands on deck. See if Tello can get on in front of him. 2-0 pitch on its way. Fouled back to the screen, up over it. 2-1 now. Bottom of the 11th inning, Iowa trying to win it. Tied at 2 with Indiana State. Long pause, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tello fouled it off. Couldn't come up with anything, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Pitch to Tello. This one softly hit into right. It's going to get down for a base hit. In between right, second, and first. And Tello's on with a 1-out single for the Hawkeyes. He'll get it going with 1 away. Right off the end of the bat, Tello pokes it into right. And he'll just stay put at first. Keaton Anthony coming up here for the Hawkeyes. Bottom of the 11th inning, tied at 2. Tello, the runner on first. Anthony, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 4 today. And we've got time called. And we'll have a meeting for Indiana State. Got to see what they're electing to do here as coach comes out to talk with their pitcher. Fenlong's been out there for quite some time, 5 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 hits now, both coming this inning. Umpire heads out there to break up the meeting. We're good to go. The Fenlong versus Anthony. Runner on first is Tello. Hawks can win it with a run in the bottom half of this inning. Tied at 2 with Indiana State. We're ready for play now. Anthony taps both sides of the plate. 1 out, runner on first for the Hawks. Outfield backs way up, just a few steps away from the track. Fenlong out of the stretch. Pitch to Anthony. On the ground to third and foul. Pitch was low and inside. Good thing Keaton actually did hit that one foul, because it would have been probably a double play as third baseman was around. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Tello with the short lead at first. Fenlong checks on him. Now he's ready with the pitch. Here it comes. Fouled back to the screen. 0-2. Anthony put one into the grass somewhere. Large gap in left center. Protecting the opposite field is Indiana State defensively. 0-2 is the count on Keaton, the designated hitter for the Hawks, and the pitch. It hit him! Hit him! Breaking ball. Anthony stood in there and took it, and it got him in the shoulder. Runners on first and second now with 1 away. Here comes Brennan DeRiggi. DeRiggi walked his last time. Runners on first and second with 1 out. You got Tello at second base, Anthony at first. A chance for DeRiggi to make his mark with the Hawkeyes in his first game as a Hawkeye. The grad senior transferred in from Wofford. He stands in a tie game in the bottom of the 11th. First pitch to him, chopper to second. It's a high roller. It's going to be a tough play, and there's no play. It just never got to the second baseman. It eventually got there, but by then DeRiggi was down the line and safe at first. A high chopper. Urdaneta waited for it, and by then everybody was safe, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. Now the infield comes in for Indiana State. Bottom of the 11th, tied at 2. 1 run will win it for the Hawks. Sam Peterson is the batter. Fenlong is ready for the first pitch to Peterson. Here it comes. High and outside, ball 1. Got no place to put him, so Peterson will be ready for anything here. Bases are loaded, tied at 2 in the bottom of the 11th. A base hit and the Hawks win. Infield is in. Outfield, shallow. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch to Peterson. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Fenlong ready, comes set with the 1-1. It's on its way. Outside corner, called strike, 1-2. Kyle Huckstorf stands on deck. Peterson looking to end it here, but he's down in the count, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 11th. Tied at 2. Pitch to Peterson. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. And here comes Huckstorf. And he's got a shot to win it for the Hawks. Huckstorf 1 for 4 today. He singled and scored in the second. Outfield backs up to straight up normal depth. Infield back to where they typically play. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Huckstorf stands in. First pitch to him. Driven in the air, deep to left. Outfielder going back, still back at the wall, and it's gone.
It's a walk-off grand slam for Kyle Huckstorf. Huckstorf wins it with a walk-off grand slam. And how about that finish for the Hawkeyes? 2 outs, grand slam. Kyle Huckstorf wins it with a grand slam, and the Hawkeyes win their season opener. Iowa wins it 6-2. Clearing the fence and left, it's Huckstorf with a grand slam that scores DeRiggi, Anthony, and Tello, and the Hawks win it with a walk-off grand slam. How about that start to the 2023 season? All right, we'll head into postgame following that dramatic ending in extras. Iowa wins it 6-2 in 11 innings. We'll get into postgame right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join U.S. Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
A dramatic finish for the Hawkeyes as Iowa beats Indiana State 6-2 on a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 11th inning of the bat of Kyle Huckstorf. How about that, Hawkeye Nation? Iowa starts the season 1-0 following the dramatic win over the Sycamores. It took extras, and Iowa wins it 6-2. Let's recap some of the game today. We'll start in the top of the first inning where Indiana State got on the board first as the Sycamores against Ty Langenberg. Langenberg set down the first 2 before Randall Diaz walked. He would later score on a double from Luis Hernandez, who was a designated hitter and would be the next batter. He got Indiana State on the board first with a double that scored Diaz. They led 1-0 through 1. Then in the bottom of the second inning, Sam Peterson, he would tie things up with this home run against Indiana State.
As he puts a charge into this one, deep to left. Left fielder going back. He'll look up and he'll watch it go. It's a home run for Sam Peterson. And we're all tied up in the bottom of the second inning. How about that?
And he singled. He would score following the RBI double from Sam Honar.
2-0 pitch. Runners going for second. This one is lined into the gap in right center field. It's going to get down and past the right fielder. Huckstorf will round third. He should score easily. Honar rounds second, and he's going to slam the brakes on there. And the Hawks add to their tally 2-1.
Indiana State would score in the fourth inning when Urdaneta doubled to right field, tying things up at 2 in the top of the fourth. From there, it was pretty much smooth sailing for the pitching staffs. Neither offense could really get much going in the way of hits. Certainly no runs, and it forced us to go all the way into extra innings, where Kyle Huckstorf, he finished the deal for the Hawks with the walk-off grand slam. In just a moment, let's go over some of the pitching stats. We'll start with the Hawkeyes. Ty Langenberg, he was the starter for Iowa. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. He walked 2. He struck out 6. Over 76 total pitches for Langenberg in his first start of the season. Jared Simpson came out of the bullpen, did a nice job, an extraordinary job for the Hawkeyes. 4 innings pitched. He gave up 1 hit. He walked 2, and he struck out 7. He threw 64 total pitches. Will Christofferson, he gets the win for the Hawkeyes, 1-0 on the season. Just like the Hawkeyes, he threw 2 innings. He walked 2, but he struck out 3, and he faced 8 batters. Nice job for Christofferson to get the job done for the Hawkeyes. As we look at Indiana State, their pitching stats look like this. Matt Jasek was the starter. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. He struck out 5. He didn't walk anybody, and he faced 19 Hawkeye batters through 74 pitches. Fenlong is the loser for Indiana State today. He threw more innings than than Jasek did, rather. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 4 earned, 1 walk. He faced 23 Hawkeye batters, 75 total pitches, and he was the man who gave up the walk-off grand slam to Huckstorf. Michael Seegers was 2 for 4 today. Raider Tello 1 for 5. Keaton Anthony 0 for 4. DeRiggi 1 for 4. Peterson 1 for 5. Huckstorf 2 for 5 with the walk-off grand slam. Sam Honar was 1 for 4 with an RBI and a double. Cade Moss was 1 for 4, and Chase Mosley was 0 for 4. All right, we'll take our final break from postgame. When we come back, we'll talk with assistant coach Marty Sutherland, give his thoughts on the outstanding finish for the Hawkeyes and a walk-off winner from Port Charlotte in Game 1. Back right after this, you're listening to Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we think phones are great, but they're not always great for us. Because while they connect us to so much, they can also distract us from, well, us. The us that actually laughs out loud with each other instead of just texting it. That knows being in the same room doesn't always mean being together. So let's find us again by putting our phones down. Not forever, just for 5. 5 days, 5 hours, even 5 minutes. Join U.S. Cellular in the Phones Down for 5 challenge. Find out more at uscellular.com/findus.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
First pitch to him. Driven in the air, deep to left. Outfielder going back, still back at the wall, and it's
a walk-off grand slam for Kyle Huckstorf. Huckstorf wins it with a walk-off grand slam. And how about that finish for the Hawkeyes? Slam, and the Hawkeyes win their season opener. How about that finish for the Hawkeyes? Iowa starts 1-0 on the season with a walk-off grand slam from Kyle Huckstorf. The Hawks win it 6-2. We're joined now by assistant coach Marty Sutherland. Coach, I mean, there's a lot to say about the game from start to finish, but just how you saw it finish with Kyle's grand slam.
Well, credit to Indiana State. We really didn't have much going for about 6 straight innings. I think at one point maybe we got set down 24 out of 26, 24 out of 27, and we just didn't have a lot of quality contact either. So, we had some luck that inning. Rader does a great job with 2 strikes of getting the flare. Then we get the hit by pitch, and then we get an infield single. So we just finally got some luck, and then obviously Kyle picks us up and has the big 2-out hit. But Indiana State made it really tough. Both those guys did a great job. We were in 1-3-2 count all day. I mean, those guys were ahead in the count pretty much the whole day. Made it tough on us. But that's what it is. You just got to keep playing, and you hope that something finds a hole finally, and that's what happened.
As long as you win the game, right, you're okay with the challenge. Maybe are you glad that you got a challenge right out of the gate?
Well, I think all of us knew it was going to be a challenge. I mean, that's a really good team. It's well coached. We have a lot of respect for that staff. Obviously, Rick was a part of a staff with a couple of those guys, Brian Smiley. So we knew what we were getting. We were getting a tough, gritty type of team, and that's exactly what we got. And it's just baseball. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. Guys do a good job on the mound, and you just got to scratch and claw. And can't say enough about Jared Simpson and Will Christopherson. Basically 5 or 6 shutout innings in relief, maybe 1 or 2 hits. Jared comes in a tough spot, first and second or second and third, nobody out, gets us out of that inning, works out of another jam, but really happy for him. It hasn't gone great for him in college so far, but we all kind of had a feeling this was the Jared we were getting. Great summer, great fall, great lead up to where we're at now, and just so happy for him to be out there and pitching with confidence. And then Christo did a great job. So those guys gave our offense a chance on a night that we were really struggling to do anything.
Coach, what do you think the final message is to the team as you get ready for Game 2 tomorrow?
It's you just got to keep grinding stuff out, and we tell them all the time, you just got to keep playing. And there's times when you play where it doesn't feel like anything's going to go right, and we didn't have anything going offensively. They felt like we were 0-1, 0-2, 1-2 pretty much the whole game, and that's a credit to their staff. And we knew that with Jacek coming in. Kid walked 9 guys in 97 innings. I mean, that's insane. So we knew it was going to be tough from that standpoint. They didn't give us anything. I mean, they made us earn every little thing, and luckily they're in the 11th. We get a couple breaks, with some bloopers, and then Kyle with the big hit. He just missed walking it off. His previous at bat just a little bit off the end, and he didn't miss that one. And just happy for him to keep plugging away, and that's what it takes to win against quality teams. And you feel like every Friday night, this is the type of stuff you get. It's going to be tooth and nail, and you just got to figure out ways to persevere at the end, which our guys did.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, John.
All right, Assistant Coach Marty Sutherland. How about that win for the Iowa Hawkeyes to start their season 1-0, a walk-off winner, a walk-off grand slam winner from Kyle Huckstorf. Iowa wins it 6-2 and starts the season on the right side of the win column. That'll do it for today's broadcast. We'll be right back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central, pregame at 9:30, and the Hawkeyes will take on the Quinnipiac Bobcats. We'll talk to you then. For now, so long from Port Charlotte, Florida, where Iowa beats Indiana State in the season opener 6-2. So long.
Hawkeye Baseball has been brought to you by Homewood and Home 2 Suites, preferred hotel of the Hawkeye Radio Network, Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association, and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. When corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Oak Knoll, an active life care community. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.